Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood stream. Tonight we're continuing our little push through with Maxx here this week. I'm excited to play more Maxx games. Changed the list just a little bit off of what we were working with last night. Added Banksy to the list, and I believe I took the time to add in accelerators. I think I cut the Viscertronic model for accelerator. Yep. So we'll have AB1 into certain decks. I think that'll be a good change for us, a positive one. Push in the right direction. So with those changes, we're hopping in. We're playing some Maxx tonight. I'm pretty excited. Want to mention the Discord one more time. Create a Discord for everybody to hang out in. So if you guys want to be a part of that, we'd love to have you. Exclamation point Discord if you're on Kick or Twitch, and if you're on YouTube, it's in the video description. But you can also hit exclamation point Discord if you'd like to. So without further ado, let's hop into our games and see what we got going on here. Yeah, so I'm running Banksy and the pistol here, and then I have AB1 in case I need it for anything. Because if I have accelerators in, I can have AB1 and I can still flip into the mech suit. I'm not really considering playing Maxx at Cincinnati or anything. At this point, I think I'm pretty locked in on the idea of playing... I'm pretty locked in at the idea of playing... my Phi deck at Cincinnati, but we'll see what happens. Let's see. I don't think we want to change anything. I think we just want to leave it the way it is. If we happen to flip mech suit early enough, then great. But if not, then maybe I want to cut yellow hyperdrivers and bring in like under loops or something like that. I don't know. Like under loops are good. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in like throttles. Maybe I'm supposed to cut the yellow hyperdrivers because there are no blocks and bring in payloads and a throttle and try it that way. Well, I don't know. We'll try that. We'll try that and see if we get a little bit more... See if we get some more consistency here. Huh. So let's go ahead and boost. We want to be able to create a hyperdriver on turn 0 here. We're cranking and banking, baby. That's right, Drew. How are you, brother? You doing all right this evening, man? So like our opponent will block 3. Gives our opponent the opportunity here to like try and set up some targets for them. I want to be able to set up our combo. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pitch Maxx V to create a hyperdriver here. And then I'm not going to crank. And then I'm just going to go ahead and arsenal... my mechanoid, because if we're able to flip mech at all here, man, this hand would have actually done it, wouldn't it have? This hand would have attacked with the Maxx V. That'd have been pretty good. But I think we're just trying to set up our mech suit here if we can. We have 3 hyperdrivers in our list that we can draw into to help us set that up. Ooh, Art of War on a 4-card hand. Interesting. I don't know that I agree with that, but I don't always agree with the decisions that my opponents make. So I mean, that's part of the game sometimes. They picked 6 and go again, huh? Or they picked banish and go again? What is this, like lunging press, bro? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just going to block 6. I mean, like Katsu is randomly known to play like lunging press and some random stuff, but I'm not playing around that. We're not having that. I don't know what it is about you, but every opponent you play against is horny for the Art of War on 4. It does happen a lot, man. Admittedly, that does happen a lot. Cross strap into a Command and Conquer there. This might be the worst Art of War hand I've ever seen. Like, I'm more than happy just to block 6 here and pass. Honestly, like, I know that they're setting up an arsenal here, but I'm completely okay to just, like, set this up and pass. What? This is kind of weird. I think we're just gonna say no blocks and see if they break Breeze Rider boots or something. The pressure is crazy. I mean, they're doing something, Drew. I don't know if my opponent's new to Katsu or if my opponent's on some kind of strategy I'm about to get blown out by here. Like, I assumed it was a Razor, honestly. So they do break the Breeze Rider boots. Interesting. Maybe they've just had 2 hands of no-go again here. Another Ancestral Empowerment. Okay. I was not expecting the second empowerment right there. This has been a super interesting game here. I'm actually only going to block 3 with the intentions that I want to give them the mask here. 100% that I want to give them the mask on purpose. Because now I can use my T-Bone to get rid of their mask and not have to worry about it the rest of the game. Which I know is like maybe, I don't know if that's the correct decision there, but it's definitely the decision I want to make. Because what we're going to do is I'm going to go T-Bone, boost, get their mask. We're going to activate Maxx, and then I'm going to crank and Banksy. We're going to start cranking and banking here as early as we possibly can. Okay. Yeah, we'll take 3 here. I think we've already given up the mask. I don't really see a reason to block. At this point, like, they're not going to draw any more cards. Alright, they hit us for quite a bit there. Definitely should have arsenaled the Descendant Gust Wave there, brother. I mean, you put on a lot of pressure, don't get me wrong, but, like, at what cost here? Like, they definitely should have... They definitely should have arsenaled the Descendant Gust Wave and set up for a better hand there. Yeah, let's crank, and then let's come in with Banksy. Now, they are putting us in a spot where if they... I was like, if they don't let this hit, then we'll lose both of our Hyperdrivers next turn. Block the Be Like Water. I mean, because I think we're just always going to block Be Like Water. I don't think there's ever really a reason for us to block the Be Like Water here. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I just don't think I'm ever blocking that here. We'll take 1. Oh, we're starting early. Mason with the big Hydrate. Well, here's to you, Mason. Oh, God. Whew. Big Hydrate has become quite a thing. So down to 1, up to 3. Yeah. Let's block here. I think it's fine to block here. There's no reason to not block Be Like Water. It's 3 and it triggers a relevant on hit. Oh yeah. Yeah, dude, like Drew, we'll always block the Be Like Water. Like that's a card I'll always block. Yeah, let's crank and then let's go ahead and come in with a Banksy. If we ever just draw a Hyperdriver, we can always just like block with everything but 1 card here. Oh wow, we have an opponent that decided to play Art of War off a 5-card hand. Let's go. Let's go. I see Aggro Blade stream notification. I press Hydrate. Hey man, I like the consistency. Dude, let's go. Mason with the 20 bits. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it a whole bunch, man. This hand's pretty mediocre. Like, I think we're just blocking 6 here to play around like a buff or anything. Man, like we could just take this here, but again, like my hand's not doing anything. Yeah, I'm okay taking 5. Like, it's pretty unfortunate we're giving up the 5 points here, but like it is what it is. Pitching an Art of War for it, LOL. I mean, yeah, like I probably could have pitched a better card there, but you know, if their hand, maybe the way their hand was set up, I don't know. Like, pretty surprised they didn't pitch the blue and then try to play their hand out. I don't know. They're learning, Drew. They're always learning. It takes some time. Takes them some time, but they learn. They get there. Mason with the 10 more bits, dude. Let's go. Thank you, Mason. I appreciate it, brother. Mason is the bit king lately, dude. They have at least one more empowerment, I'm assuming. I'm assuming they're on all 3 of them here. So, down to 2, up to 4, come in for 4. Yeah. Dude. Mason with 15 more bits. Dude, thank you, Mason. I appreciate it. 10 cents at a time, man. 10 cents at a time. I love it. I love it, brother. Yeah, block him with the 0 to 60 is our best bet. I'm tonight's motivation. Yeah, you are, man. Yeah, you are. So if I block with the blue, no, I can't. I can't do it. I have to. I guess I could have. No, that would have been less damage, and I don't think that's correct. I think we're wanting to do as much attacking as possible here. And then, yeah, we'll crank, and then we'll bank. So we'll come in for 3 here. Try to put the pressure on as much as we can. All right, this hand looks like a block 6 and play the Hyperdriver. Have they played 2 Art of Wars and pitched 1, and they played 2 empowerments here? So I guess we're just hanging on to a dream that they don't have. There it is. There it is. Callier. I hope I'm saying that right. Appreciate you being in the chat. Appreciate you hanging out tonight. You win, I gift a sub. Duly noted. Is that all night, or is that just this game? Cause if that's all night, we're probably about to go on like an 8-game losing streak. Cause that would be my luck. All right, so now we have Gust Wave. And then he has Bonds. I think I have to take 5. I mean, I don't know that we're winning this game at all. Like, this is tough. You got it right? Oh, well, cool. I'm glad I got it right. Appreciate you hanging out in the chat tonight. I appreciate you being here. Just this game for now? Roger that. Yeah, man, this is tough. I mean, the Hyperdriver just makes my hand so awkward. Maybe I'm just supposed to cut all the Hyperdrivers in this matchup. I think I'll just go to 5 here. So I can play the Hyperdriver here. So we have 2 options here. I can play the Hyperdriver and try to flip this next turn, hoping I can keep 2 cards. Which is going to be tough, considering I'm at 5. Or I could boost, come in for 3, gain 2 resources, go down to 1 Hyperdriver, play this Hyperdriver, crank, come in with Banksy, and then have 2 Hyperdrivers with 2 counters on them, but I'm no close to flipping my mech. I'm no closer to flipping my mech here. I honestly don't know what the correct decision is at this point. I just haven't played enough Maxx, so I guess we're just gonna go for the We're going to go for our combo piece here. I can block T-Bone and maximum velocity. Oh yeah, I forgot you can't shuffle your cards around. I mean, we just have to take the Gadachis. I don't know that there's enough turns left in the game. Like, I don't know that we have enough life. Okay. Let's do some math here. Because unless that's a pummel, we're okay. And if that's a pummel, then... seems like no mech either way. I mean, we could... I mean, more than, like... So, Stu, like, more than likely, Stu, that we weren't going to be able to flip it. But I think that our out was trying to flip it here. I think our out's trying to flip and trying to hang on here. I personally am just not a fan of running hyperdrivers. I mean... So if you don't run hyperdrivers, Drew, you can just never flip it, right? Like you have to have some number of them to be able to flip it, right? If he's running pummels for Bond, this man's brain is too big for society. I 100% agree with you, Drew. He's living in 2040 if that's the case. So I needed to decide if I can attack with both of my cards here and then flip the mech suit. So if I come in with T-Bone, I go up to 3 resources because my blocks are Max V and Heart. And then he has 0 copies of, he hasn't shuffled yet. No, he did shuffle, so he could have the Art, but he cannot have any more copies of Ancestral. He's played all of them. So boost this away, go up to 3 resources. Come in for 5, go down to 1 resource, or go down to 2 resources. I then have 2 hyperdrivers, activate Max, 0 resources, right? So go up to 3, go down to 2, go down to 0. So actually, what we could do is come in for 5, pitching this, go down to 2, go up to 5. Go down to 2, go up to 5. But then I would have to activate this. So if I come in for 3, go up to 5, activate Max, I go down to 1. Oh my gosh. Okay, so come in for 3, go up to 3, which means I have 7 resources if I make this block here, which means I need to go down to 5, activate this, play this, attack twice. That's the play. Okay, it took me a minute to find it, but that is the play. Gosh. Max is more complicated than we think here. But I guess you actually get it here. Yeah, Stu, we're actually going to flip it here. I don't run hyperdrivers in my list. I run a lot of cards that put counters on my token drivers. So, Drew, I've seen Billy was actually playing a list very similar to that. He was playing a list that was focusing more on putting counters on the hyperdrivers, which I think is very interesting. So we activate Max. We have to crank. We activate this. We flip Mechanoid. And then we're able to come in twice. Okay. So I'm not saying we're going to win this game, but there's at least a chance. We have at least given ourselves an opportunity to have a chance to win this game now. We just need to draw cards that block. That's really where we're at this point in time. This is just going to get blocked by the Mechanoid here every single time. Every single time. Did he banish Red Flusterfist? Looks like he will come in for 4 more damage, and that might be it. So I guess he banished the Red Flusterfist, and went and got a blue right there, I think is what happened. I think that's what actually happened. Is this just going to be... I mean, Artivore? If that's a Razor? So the chance that I lose to Razor here is worth me blocking with the Medics. Like, every time. And then I'm going to come in for 4, and then I'm going to come in for 6. I think the chance that I lose to the Razor is worth me blocking right there. You think Mechanoid is the only way I can build Maxx? No, Ahmad, I don't think it's the only way that it can be built. It's my favorite way to play it, though, by far. I think that Mechanoid is like my favorite way to play this game. Like Maxx is like my favorite part about playing Maxx is the Nitro Mechanoid. The combo high octane turn is what I live for, Ahmad, if I'm being honest with you. But I don't think it's the only way you can play Maxx. No, you probably don't have to have the Mechanoid to win, if I'm being honest. But it is a cool way to win. If you win, I'll do 2 subs. Dude, let's go. Let's go. That's what we like to hear, Mason. Okay, again, all of our cards block. I don't have to keep any cards to win here, right? Like, I don't have to keep cards to win here. The best card to Arsenal is my Medics, because it has Go again. I like the Payload because of Dominate, but we already have the Overpower here. We're going to save the counters on this in case it's relevant. We actually about to win this game? We just win this game? We just win this game? Let's go! I cannot believe we won that game. Good game, brother. Good game. 10 turns, 13.11 AVPT. Let's freaking go! I really thought we were going to lose that game after I made the decision to not Arsenal the max velocity on turn 1, but we ended up getting there. Let's go. Cannot believe we won that game. That is a great start to the evening. 1, because Mason's going to gift 2 subs now, but also because it's really good to win that game. Dude, let's go. Mason, thank you for holding up to your word, man. Gifting out the sub, man. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. Drew said, nah, you can play him super aggro because hyperdrivers give you the mana to play most any hand you draw. So that's super accurate in my opinion, Drew. Like Maxx can just be a straight aggro deck because hyperdrivers like make it to where you only need to play like 15 to 18 blues, which is really cool in my opinion. Like I actually really enjoy that. That like you don't need like 24 blues like you do in OG Dash. Yo, and Mason with a tier 1 sub. Let's go, dude. Thank you, Mason. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate all the love, man. You've been like sending a lot of bits, man. Like it means a lot, dude. Like the gifted subs and, you know, the bits, man. I really appreciate it, brother. You're showing a lot of love lately, man. Means a lot. Callier, Mechanoid pretty good. Mechanoid pretty good. Mechanoid pretty good. Dude, I love that. Hearts in the chat from Chip. Let's go. Guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. I appreciate you guys being here. YouTube, Kick, Twitch, wherever you're hanging out. Wherever you're hanging out at, thanks for being here tonight. I appreciate it.
Go. You love to see it.
Yo, Mr. Chips with the follow on Twitch. Let's go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate you hanging out in the YouTube chat and follow me on Twitch. I appreciate it. It means a lot. All right, let me go ahead and fill out my game log here before I get too far down the rabbit hole of talking. We're playing Talishar. We just played against Katsu. We went first and we got the win. Flipped mech at the last possible moment to win. Barely hung on. So that was all right. All right, now we got Dory this time around. They want to go first. Dory's probably going to block. I worry about Decimator Axe, so I'm going to leave in the pistol just in case. I think this is an all-in Hyperdriver match, honestly. Scramble Pulse looking like an MVP right here. I don't know if we want to be on 63 cards or if... my gut tells me we don't want to be on 63 cards right here. But Maybe we cut data links. Maybe we bring in scramble pulses and cut data links. Like, all the 0 for 3s seem kind of like not great, and Expedite's better than data link here. T-Bone's not bad at getting equipment. Scramble pulse T-Bone is actually quite a combo. I don't want to cut Maxx V because it cuts our ceiling. Let's try data links and let's try to play 60 here. We could just play 63 and see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what's correct there. They are playing Dawnblade. And they're playing Tunic, which is Species Spicy. So I know Mara Ferris, but I'm a Magic player. And last time I saw her, she pretty much talked me into trying Flesh and Blood, and watching your stream, it's convincing me even more. Dude, Valkanius, I hope I'm saying that correctly. One, I appreciate the compliment. I appreciate you coming by and hanging out. I know that, you know, getting in the new games is not always easy for people. So I appreciate you being here and hanging out tonight. We're just going to block 9, I think. I think that's what we want to do as our opponent changes their background there. But I appreciate that. And Mara Ferris came for Magic as well. She's a very good Flesh and Blood player. And from what everybody tells me, she was a really good Magic player as well. But I didn't know her when I played Magic. I also come for Magic, Valk, and I'm gonna be honest, man. I think you're gonna have a great time, dude. I think that Flesh and Blood is just a great game. Like, honestly, like, a lot of people don't want to hear this, but I think it's just a superior game to Magic, if I'm being honest. And that's coming from 7 years of playing Magic competitively. I just think it's a better game, personally. So I'm gonna play the Jumpstart here because both the Twin Drive and the Jumpstart are for 5, but the Twin Drive has a bigger ceiling for us. So I'm more okay with arsenaling that than I am arsenaling the Jumpstart here. Although the Jumpstart can be just a 1 for 5, I think that this card has a higher ceiling for us. So, been watching on YouTube. Didn't realize you were on Twitch. Yeah, so I multicast, multi-stream, however it's commonly referred to now in the community. I stream on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick every time I'm live. I like to be able to, you know, like, share Flesh and Blood with as many people as possible. So I like to multi-stream, you know, to try and share the game that I love with as many people as possible. Chips, I love streaming, man. Magic to Fab has been a happy transition for me. Oh, let's go. Collier also making the big swap from Magic to Fab. Let's go. You love to hear it. Yeah, that's a Twin Drive, brother, not a defense reaction. I don't know why I don't know why my opponent would have thought that was going to be a D-react there. This is tough because this is +1 to dominate the rest of the turn. Like, and this is not a great hand. I mean, like, I could technically block 3 from hand and then block 5, 6, 7 to play around a buff here. I could also just take 4. But our opponent might not have go again here. Like, I imagine there's a glint in their hand. They're probably looking for us to block with a card from our hand. And our hand's not terrible. I can pitch Maxx V to play Jumpstart to go up a resource to then come in with the Harpoon and shoot the pistol. Actually, I think I would rather pitch the High Octane for second cycle and keep the Maxx V so that I can try to play it with my Max, so I can play it with my Twin Drive. So we'll take 4 here and try to play our hand. Our hand's not bad. If you look at our hand on the surface, like a newer player might like look at this and think all reds. We don't have any resources, but the Hyperdriver really helps us out here. Run through. Okay, so we got punished for the decision that we made. It might have been a glint in hand, and he just didn't want to play it because we didn't block with cards, which is a very smart decision in my opinion. Oh, he activates Bracers, and he's going to come in for 5 here, pitching his last card. Okay. Oh, it was a Stillblade Shunt, so just completely got me. So this is for 7. So I'd have to give up all of my equipment block to stop this right here. I'd have to give, like, Jumpstart. I think I'm just going to go to 29, boost a little bit here, and then we'll just try to have a reset turn next turn. That's generally how people play against Ori, on a turn, off a turn. So we'll try to go for our on a turn, off a turn, unless we just draw into the Maxx V. If we draw into the Maxx V, we're pretty much always going to play the Maxx V just because it's insane. She explained to me that Fab really smoothed out a lot of the variants from CCGs and made it way more skill-based. Yeah, Valk, that's actually a great way to look at it. One of the things that I disliked about Magic the most, honestly, in like my 7 years of playing Magic, is that it was a lot. It was like very variance driven. Like if you never drew a third land and you just got stuck on 2 lands, sometimes you just lost and there was nothing you could do about it. Now, I know everybody's a little different in certain situations, but I am one of those people who would prefer to lose a game because I did something stupid, because it means I can fix that. I can work on that. I can make myself better. I can learn from my mistakes. If I lose a game because I literally couldn't do anything about it, that's just feels bad to me. And I hate that kind of stuff. Like that kind of stuff just like that drives me up a wall, because I'm always like, well, there's literally nothing I could have done. I guess I'm just going to have to take that on the chin and hope to draw a little bit better next time. And there's always that in TCGs and CCGs. But I'm personally a fan of like, I messed up. Let me learn. Let me go back to the lab. Let me see how I can fix that, and let me try to be a better player, as opposed to losing because I couldn't do anything. So that's a personal preference. I know people who feel completely the opposite way. I know people who are like, you know what? I'd rather lose because I couldn't have done anything, because it means that I did as well as I could. And so I don't think there's really anything wrong with either decision there. I just think that I don't know. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with either way of thinking. Red Sharpen Still is a 0 for 3, and this is the +2 and go again. Okay. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with either way of thinking. It's just I would rather the game have less variance, because I have nothing to blame but myself for losing. And then we'll throw the pistol. I don't like that we didn't get to make a Hyperdriver token this turn, but I mean, that's okay. Like, we can always make a Hyperdriver token next turn, depending on what our hand looks like. We don't have to do anything this turn, so... And this is the hand we're looking for. This hand's great. So we have access to 6 resources. Is this for 9? I mean, if we go to 20... Right, so if we go to 20, I'm pitching my Expedite to play Twin Drive, going boost, boost, and then I'm going to play T-Bone for boost, and then I'm going to go Maxx V. Arsenal my other Twin Drive. 5, 6, 16. I'm taking 9 to swing 16. That is a +7 turn for us, so that's a good turn cycle for us. Now Dory can block. Like, Dory blocks very efficiently, and they get to keep their counter right here, which is also a feels bad. But it is what it is. I imagine when we throw the T-Bone, they'll give us the bolters here to keep. They'll give us the bolters, because I mean that's the first one they want to block with. Yo, Trent, what's up, dude? How's it been so far tonight? Well, we won one of the coolest like I was very far behind in a game of Katsu in round 1, and I ended up being able to pull it back, which was pretty cool. I was pretty excited about it. Being able to win that one felt really good, honestly. That was one of those close ones that we were able to squeeze out. I did not think we were going to win, and now we're playing against Dory. So hoping to keep our good luck rolling. And then, yeah, we'll boost this. Man, boosting all your red cards away just feels so bad. Like, I always hate to see it. Why did they not block with the bracers right there? They just gave up a point worth of blocking there. I mean, maybe they don't care. I don't know. Like, that seemed like a... I don't know. Like, that seemed like... Did they filter a card here? Pass. It doesn't tell me. I don't know if Crown of Providence just doesn't tell me anymore or what the deal is, but that was weird. Maybe they bottomed. Maybe they had a very like defensive heavy hand right there and they bottomed. But we've gotten a lot of equipment blocking out of the way so far, and we have yet to give up any of ours. So honestly, the best thing that could happen for us is that we hit another Maxx V hand right here. That is absolutely 100% the best thing that could happen for us. Oh boy. So Supremacy, so this is going to be for 6. So there's no tricks here. If this hits, they're going to draw a card, break bolters, and come in again. So I could block with Medex and Mechanoid here. Zipper hit for 5, boosting, activate Maxx, no crank. Keep my equipment for a different turn. I think that's fine. We haven't boosted away any of our combo pieces yet, and we pitched a high octane for second cycle. So I think this is okay. Like I think blocking 6 right here is okay. We're getting the counter off of the Dawn Blade, and we're setting up a little bit here. All right, finally we boost away a blue. You want to boost away some blues here. I mean, like, again, our deck is like, there's only like 18 blues in the deck, I think, or maybe, I think it's 18. So I don't think 2 cards is worth pistoling here. Our opponent loaded like 59 cards or 60 some cards into us, so I don't think it's worth, I do not think it's worth cranking here. Okay, that's a big satch, because that's a good hand. So, man, the fact that they have 2 cards in hand is, like, uber scary here. Part of me just wants to, like, block 8. So if I block 8 here, the only way they really punish me here for blocking 8 is if they have a Twinning Blade or if they have double Iron Song response, because they don't have their Tunic counter for the Out for Blood. And Sharpen Steel is an action, not a reaction here. I guess the other thing that really punishes me here is if they have a... I get really punished if they have a... I'm having a stroke right now. If they have the Reprise card that lets him search for a reaction here, that would be bad. Or Singing Stillblade is the one I'm talking to. Thank you, Kalyu. Thank you. Very cool. I've been still trying that database list that I've actually beat 2 Bravos today. Was very proud. I swapped Overload script for Convection Amplifier and it helped a lot. Ooh, I did not think about Convection Amplifier. That's a good one, Trent. I didn't think about it, man. That's a good one. That's actually a really cool card to play. So technically blocking 9 is the safest play here. I can block with Scramble Pulse and Medex. Scramble Pulse not doing a lot considering they only have 2 equipment block left. So if I block 8, I'm playing around everything but double Iron Song. If they have 2 Iron Song responses, we get blown out. Or if they have a Singing Stillblade, they get blown out, which we haven't seen yet. Let's block 8. I think I want to save those 3 points of equipment for a later turn. We'll see if we're just going to get hard punished here. Ooh, I mean, this isn't like a hard punish here. Oh, no, they do draw a card. Oh, no. That's tough. So even the block I was going to make was not going to play around this. So, like, that wasn't going to, like, change anything for me here. So now they're coming in for 6. I mean, I can block 6 and throw the pistol. And this stops them from getting a counter. I mean, I think this is fine. Like, I hate giving up all of my equipment block like this, but blocking 6 to... Like, we're stopping them from getting a second counter here, and we're also stopping them from having an arsenal by blocking 6. I think that's the play. Now, unfortunately, we're out of this over here, but... Nothing I can do about that. Oh, I gotta remember to go fill up my water after this for whoever's doing Big Hydrate next, because I'm sure somebody is. All right, so our opponent goes to 16. They didn't block with a card. Like, our hand wasn't frightening. I get it. Just sometimes if your opponent has a hand that's awkward enough, they'll just hang on to it anyway. Does this hand do it? Oh, and the Heart of Fiendel. A little synergy going on there. A little synergy going on. Is that double Warrior's Valor? Okay, so... Pitch, Zipper hit, go down to 1, up to 2. Play this. So I can actually lead on the Scramble Pulse if I wanted to. So if I take 8 here, they get go again if this hits. But I have this is my max V hand. Like, if I'm going to keep a hand, this is it. I mean, this hand is 5, 10, 20 with a pistol load here, right? Because I have 7 resources and I need 6, so I could load the pistol. And I have 7 resources because of my 2 blues in this. Alternatively, I could block here if I need to, and that way I could pitch the zipper hit to come in with Twin Drive going boost, then play Expedite with my 2 resources, play Max V. Let's take 8. I think let's take 8. I mean, this is a 20-point hand. This is a 20-point hand with having the pistol loaded going into our next turn. And it's basically taking away any equipment block they could want to do this turn. Because we don't have to activate Heart or do anything, like, we don't have to, like, have any funny business here. Like, dude, activate Bracers. It's like, activate Bracers here every single day of the week and twice on Sunday, brother. So, what I could do, if we really wanted to get spicy, is activate Heart before we attack. So instead of, I'd have to activate Heart before I do any of this. So I could activate Heart, use my base legs, and shoot pistol afterwards. But I like with the 2 points of equipment block that they get back off of that, I think we're better off to save this. God, Carly is cackling about something in the other room. God, listen to her. She's dying in the other room. Oh, Lord. She's killing me. She kills me. It's Crank and Bank, and I helped. Yes, sir, you did. Yes, sir, you did. We took the Banksy idea, man. We took the Banksy idea, and we're trying to run with it. Let's lead on this. I think this is always correct to lead on. We'll see how our opponent plays before we decide if we're gonna pistol here. Because they're incentivized to not give us Tunic here. If we could get another card out of their hand, that would be great, but there's no guarantee that we do. There's a High Octane gone. Big Sag. Big Sag. You doing alright tonight, Riddler? You having a good night so far, man? Ooh. Let's throw this so that we can keep the value off of our bracers from our scramble pulls. I mean, it's value now for them or value later, but this literally makes them give me a card from hand as opposed to being able to give me their Tunic and their bracers here, or even just their bracers. Yeah, your bracers does nothing, brother. Take it off the chain. Okay. You can see that you're blocking for 3 here. Like, your bracers actually does nothing and you just lost your counter, so... I mean, if we had, there was no way for us... So if we go boost and then activate Heart, we could shoot again, but, like, even shooting again here doesn't do anything for us. So if I block 0 to 60 and T-Bone here... I don't know. So if I block 0 to 60 and T-Bone, keep my Hyperdriver and my Zipper Hit here, I can go in with Zipper Hit, pitching the Hyperdriver, go down to 1 resource, go up to 2, activate Heart, load pistol, shoot, activate leg, shoot pistol again. So I'm guaranteed to get at least, if you... block 3, take 2, go to 1, then you're forced to give me 2 cards. So I'm taking every card but 1. But if they have Twinning Blade, like, there's so many cards that could just kill me here. This is such a bad spot for me right here. Man, like, the counter is tough here. Yeah, the route would be bad here. The route would be terrible here, Mason. Yeah, dude, didn't win a community champion, though. What is community champion? What is that, Riddler? Telestar makes it so hard to remember Scramble Pulse's effect is on the chain. Saw it a bunch today myself. Okay, interesting. I didn't realize that that was difficult to remember, if I'm being honest, because I'm like always checking the your effects and opponent's effects over here on the left-hand side. So I've never considered that that could be the case, but that's maybe there's a way for them to display that more clearly. We're just gonna have to hope this isn't route. I think our best chance here is just to hang on and hope they can't give go again. Without the resource, they can't route us here. Thank God it's a yellow. Thank God it's a yellow. All right, so what are they getting? Out for blood to put us to 2. They can't play run through. Glint the Quicksilver is really bad for us. Glint the Quicksilver is okay, though. Glint the Quicksilver is okay because that doesn't deal any damage to us. Oh. Oh my gosh, yes, we're going to go to 3 and we're going to get our turn. Wow, that worked out for us so much better than I ever thought it would. So let's boost. Coming in for 5, you have to give us minimum 1 card. Minimum 1 card here. Something to be aware of is Steelblade Shunt. We could die to Steelblade Shunt if we end up pistoling them a lot here. So that is something to consider when we get towards the end of the game here. Okay, so this is a big D react here. This is a Steelblade Shunt pitching Iron Song response. And now activate Heart to Pistol twice, takes 1 card out of their hand. Because if we pistol once, they can just go to 1. That's 2 High Octanes gone. Big Sag. Big Sag is not what we're looking for here. I don't think Scramble Pulse is on that side because it's not necessarily a resolved effect like a played out card or an on-hit effect. Ooh. So I didn't notice that. If it's not over there, then yeah, that's a big whoopsies by Talishar Trent. If it's not over there, that is a big whoopsies there. That it's not there. Because it should be. Like 100% you want that card over there. Like if that's like that would be considered like one of my effects. Like I hear what you're saying, Trent. So like it's very possible it's not. But it's definitely a card that should be. The cool thing is that, like, because this is for 4, we only have to give 1 card here. And then hopefully we can... Oh, man. They're passing? Okay. Let's think about our turn here. We are running out of cards. We only have 22 cards left in our deck. How many? We've only blocked with 1 Mechanoid. Attack with Expedite, take a card. Activate, pitch Hyperdriver to activate... Pitch Hyperdriver to activate Heart. This has to be a D-React, right? Like, this has to be a D-React. What else would they have arsenaled here? So, take a card. Pitch this to activate Heart. We're down to 19 cards. Load Pistol, come in for 5. Shoot Pistol, Arsenal, Jumpstart. We could alternatively play Expedite Boost. Come in for 5, and then load this, no Arsenal. But I like arsenaling this. This is a tough decision here. This is a tough decision here. But they might have just wasted the only one they had. I don't think they saw that win condition on their side. Oh, you talking about like them blocking with the bracers there? Wait, I forgot you're at 3 health and not at 1. Yeah, like, so being at 4... Or being at 3 was like the big turn where we needed them not to have it. They didn't, and we got very lucky because of it. Actually, wait a second. Is there a better line here that I'm missing? Pitch Jumpstart to activate Heart. Play the Hyperdriver Crank. Boost this, gain a resource pistol. So we get to put a Hyperdriver into play, but no Arsenal. And I think that's better because it gives us more chances to shoot the pistol later and block with more cards. Plus, we're pitch stacking a red that we can have for like late in the game. That's a 5 power breakpoint here. Maybe I'm supposed to pitch Zipper Hit then if that's the case. Because I'll have this in play. Yeah, that was totally wrong. So if I pitch the Zipper Hit here to activate Heart, I'm getting 2 resources. Now, the Maxx V, we're never going to be able to keep enough cards anyway. So now, play this. So we play our Hyperdriver here. Shoo, man. The shunt against the Zipper Hit instead of the gun. So, I guess they could be on one Steelblade Shunt. That's very possible. I think they pitched one early on, though, if I'm not mistaken. Not that I think they'll ever get back to their pitch stack here. It was definitely correct to keep the jump start because this is a conditional 1 for 5, and this is always a 1 for 5. So that was definitely just a mistake. There goes a copy of our construct, our Mechanoid. So we only have 1 copy left. Again, I don't think we're ever flipping Mechanoid here, but... yeah, pitch a Command and Conquer to play Steelblade Shunt from hand. What did they arsenal? So now there's only 1 copy left in the deck. So now we just have to stay above 1 to not die to a red Steelblade Shunt. What did they arsenal? I am like blown away at what they arsenaled here. Like what could it have been? Like taking a card out of my hand had to be better than doing nothing, right? So because we cranked, there's no way to get this into play this turn? Man, drawing this here is actually really bad. Take a card. If they don't have a D-React, like, but we've seen the sinks. I guess technically if they don't have Fates here. So we lose our Hyperdriver, which is okay. I think that's fine. We do gain a resource, though. We're going to take a card out of their hand, okay? Now, they're really just trying to hang on at this point, like, which I understand. That's all they're going for here. Oh, we have a Hyperdriver over here. Yay! I don't even know if I want to draw. I don't even know if I, like, want to draw cards at this point in the game. Like, I have to take a card out of their hand here, but I'm also running out of good cards here. This is a really hard decision. Like, boosting the blue is fine. I need multiple breakpoint cards here. Play Hyperdriver. Yes, I'm going to crank, and then I'm going to shoot the pistol. And they're going to get to take 1 card out of my hand. Like, there was no card that we could arsenal. Like, I have to play this 0 to 60 to take cards out of their hand. Okay. So, I guess they didn't pitch it earlier. I guess I'm going crazy. I mean, I'm not saying they definitely did, but I could have swore that I saw them pitch that. This takes 2 cards. Pitching this, we have 3 resources. This takes a card. This takes a card. So this takes 2 cards. Card, heart for game. Go down to 2. So we pitch Combustible Courier, go down to 2. Up to 3. Go down to 1. We activate Heart before we play this. If they give us 2 cards here, we end the game. If they give us 2 cards here, we end the game before we fatigue. Because we're close to fatiguing. We're close to running out of cards. Our opponent is clearly on one game plan here, and that's to fatigue us at this point. Yes, let's go. Let's go. We're about to rob from the jaws of life another one right here, boys. Let's go. Hopefully I'm not talking, not I don't know, something before my chickens are hatched. I don't know. My grandma used to say it when I was a kid. Activate heart. Boost. Give me that last card. Please don't let this be a D-React. If this is a D-React that they've sat on for as long... No, they would have gave it to us on the medics, right? Like, they're just going to give us that on the medics every single time, right? Like, there's no world. I'm getting in my own head now. Okay, they said good game. They said good game. All right. Let's go. Another one with 5 cards left in our deck. We say no. You can't have us. We're not done winning yet. Ah! Oh my gosh, that was a close game. I did not think we were going to win that game. That's 2 that I just inevitably thought we were going to lose that we have just pulled back out of nowhere. Max is on the run tonight. Max is on the run tonight. Hey, Mattis, what's going on? How are you, brother? I see it's going well. Yeah, stream's going pretty well tonight. I cannot complain so far. You doing all right tonight, man? All right, let's see. So we got Max playing on Talishar. Played against Dory. We went second. We got the win. Got there with 5 cards left. Did not flip. Mech suit. Trying to think of like what really like what the big turning point was it for that game for us. I mean, they had some awkward hands, I feel like, with a lot of reds in there. Played to my outs on a big turn late. Now, so I'm putting played to my outs on a bigger turn late in the game because I think that's exactly what happened. Like that was exactly a turn where I don't know, like the 5th turn before the game ended, I was in a spot where it was like I have to hope they don't have singing, like the singing Stillblade or like something crazy here. And like even though they did have the singing, like we had to hope they didn't have the route. That's what we were hoping for, I think. But the fact that they had a yellow to go with their singing Stillblade was like very awkward for them, and they couldn't just win the game. So the fact that they had a yellow like really helped us out there a lot. Really helped us out there a lot. All right. Let's go. 2-0. Feeling good so far. Let's go, Trent. That's right. That one felt good to win, dude. That one felt good to win. Look at Trent. Plug in the donate button. Dude, he's the best. Thank you, Trent. I appreciate you plugging me, man. Uh-oh, not too well. My girlfriend got caught in the Prague school shooting incident today. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Mattis. Dude, I'm so sorry. Brother, I am so sorry. That is... God, the world is a sad and dangerous place sometimes, and people are terrible. I'm glad to hear that your girlfriend's okay. Like, very, like, genuinely, man. Like, that's a scary thought. I can't even begin to fathom where my mental state would be if I found out that Carly had an opportunity to even get harmed. That would, I mean, forgive me for not being like, correct here, but like that would fuck my world up in a bad way. So, man, I'm very sorry that happened to you today, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a very religious person, but man, I'm sending very positive thoughts your way, man, because that's a tough situation to deal with, and I hope that you and your girlfriend have a quick recovery from that, because I know that can be it can also be very like mentally fatiguing and like draining, and like that's tough, man. I'm very sorry to hear that. Her classmate went nuts and ended 20 of her friends. First school shooting in the EU in like 20 years or something. Yeah, I don't hear many stories of them happening in the EU, unfortunately, and it's sad, but they happen a lot in the US. It's very unfortunate that it goes out that way, but I was like, you hear stories about them all the time in the US. Not that makes it okay or any better, but I'm sorry about that, man. please tell your girlfriend I'm very sorry that happened to her today. That's very sad. Sorry, I'm trying, like, still trying to focus on the game, but like that's like I'm really like having to take a moment to like process that. Like that's scary and like crazy to think about, and like I hate that anybody had to experience that. Like, oh boy. Okay, so looking at our hand here, I mean, this could be a pretty good high octane hand, all things considered, I think. Like this isn't a bad hand at all. The problem would be that we don't have any blues. So if we pitched Hyperdriver to play high octane, we'd have 1 resource left. To play Jumpstart, we'd go down to 0. We'd go back up to 2. To play Harpoon, we'd have 1. So if we draw a blue, we'll have 3. We'll have 3. We'll have 3 resources, or I'm sorry, 4 resources and 3 action points. So I don't know. There might be a better line here that involves me blocking in some way. That's why it's even more shocking for us. She's traumatized, but still ended up better than others. Yeah, let's go and focus on the games. Just had to get that off my chest. Well, Mattis, buddy, I'm very glad that you felt comfortable enough to say that in my chat, man. Dude, I know that like we've never met in person or anything, man, but like, if you ever need to talk or something, man, I'm always here for you, and I'm always happy to chat about it, and that goes for anybody in the chat, guys. Just for a moment here before I like try to start focusing back on the game. If you guys are ever struggling, or you guys are like having a bad day, or you're thinking like you having these like terrible, horrible, nasty thoughts, or something crazy happened in your life, like you can always message me on Twitter. I will be happy to talk to any of you guys. Like, on top of everything else, we are community first and foremost, and my love goes out to every single person that I've ever met playing Flesh and Blood, like in any capacity. So if you guys are ever having a problem, or you need to talk about something and you don't want to talk about it like out loud, then send me a message privately, and we will chat about it. I am here to talk and help anybody that I can. And Mattis, I'm glad you were able to get that off your chest, and talk about that, man, because that's a lot to carry around. That's a lot to carry around. Drove 700 miles just to get her and take her home. Now she's asleep, and I can think about something else like cards. I mean, yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Let's try to think about a more positive note. Let's try to win some card games. So let's pitch the Hyperdriver to play the high octane. Drawing into another red was not great. So I think we're just gonna lead on the Jumpstart here. So we have a 1 for 5 with Go again. God, Carly is living it up in there. I don't know what they're playing right now, but like Carly is having a great time in there. Oh man. All stuff that could also be helped with a Discord for the whole community. Yeah, absolutely. Trent also plug in my Discord, and I appreciate it. So guys, I made a Discord this past weekend. Just to try and have an opportunity to get everybody just a little bit closer together. And, as far as being able to talk and being able to, connect more with you guys. So if you guys are interested in being a part of that Discord, if you're on Twitch or Kick, or YouTube, you can hit !Discord in the chat. And it'll pull up the link to join that. But if you guys are in YouTube, the link to that should be in the description below for you guys. Let's go ahead and activate our heart. Man, we're getting rid of some really good cards here. I mean, we hit a couple of blues, but using our high octane to try and put some pressure on, and we still have a Hyperdriver going in the next turn, which is kind of nice. Our opponent kept their whole hand, which is pretty scary. Means they probably have a pretty good hand here. Yeah, they gave us the counter off of the courage and off of the bolters here, which means they were trying to have a big turn. We'll go Twin Drive, then Hyperdriver here. Feels like so come in with, oh god. Please don't have Iron Song Determination. Okay, so they don't have Iron Song Determination. So if I block with 2 cards from hand here, and if I block if I block 10, so if I block, let's think about this. If I block 2 cards from hand, if I block Expedite and Med-X here, I'm sorry, Expedite and T-Bone, I guess, is better. And then, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9. We can leave the Galvanic Bender counter here. I guess we need to block 10, so I could block both. The one thing that would be bad for me is Twinning Blade, and it feels like they probably have a Twinning Blade considering they went for the Courage here. So maybe we just block 7 and then hold out for the Twinning Blade. Could just be a route. That's the thing, is like there's a lot of stuff that they could have here. Our opponent could have a lot of options. Oh man, feels bad for me. I never play around this card ever. Like I never play around that card. God, and now we can't stop any of the counters. I mean, I guess we can try to stop another counter here. Or I guess another 2 counters if this hits technically. So if they had a buff from Arsenal, this is where they'd want to play it. But if we do that, we're only giving them a couple of the 1 counter here. I mean, this hand's pretty good, honestly. Like, I know I want to take the counters off here, but like I get to go Scramble Pulse into Zipper Hit into Harpoon, which lets me look at their hand. So maybe I'm supposed to like... God, there's no way giving them another counter is correct here, right? There's no way giving them another counter is correct here, right? Like, I don't think there's ever a world where that's correct. But I mean, our hand is like really solid. Like, we can block. We can actually just take all of their cards here. So we could go Scramble Pulse to make everything block 1 less, pitching the Med-X, come in with T-Bone to make everything worse, Zipper Hit, and then play the Harpoon because we have the extra resource here. You know what? We're gonna live on the edge, and we're gonna try to turn it around here. I'm gonna try and have a big swing hand, and then we can try and block 12 next hand. So, any boost? Hey, we did have some boost in the first couple of games. Like we've hit some really good hands. We've had some pretty good comeback turns in the last couple of games. Is that a Twinning Blade? Jesus, that's so bad for me. Yeah, I mean, we've committed. We're just taking the line here. So it is what it is at this point. This is the second Dory tonight. People love them reacts. Yeah, Mod, this is the second Dory tonight for sure. It definitely is. I forgot to go fill up my water. Okay, after this game, I'm going to do my best to go remember to fill up my water. So Scramble Pulse for 5. T-Bone to make your equipment worse. Wish that was a red T-Bone, but beggars can't be choosers. Oh, Trent, see over here? In the bottom left, it does have this. It does have the Scramble Pulse icon down here. It does have that. Okay, that's good to know. So it appears that my opponent just forgot it was active, which, I mean, I understand. It's still in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. So it's not like it jumps out at you and says, hey, you're blocking, well, like you're losing a point of value here. But, so it's works out. Yo, Shep with a hydrate. All right, so we got a regular hydrate. Praise God, because I don't have my cup filled up. So I can just take a hit from my bottle here. We'll come in with Zipper Hit for 5. And then I love this play because it's going to make my opponent show me their entire hand. Their entire hand. I love it. So they had Warrior's Valor, Glistening Steel Blade, Out for Blood, Iron Song response. I mean, we're just taking the Glistening Steel Blade, right? Like, that's just our best option. And we're going to have to block for 12 on this next hand. The Hyperdriver does make that a little bit tough. So they have the Out for Blood, and this is for 9. So block 12. Hope it's enough. God, they probably have a route in their arsenal. Oh, boy. Oh, that's tough. It's a sad, sad summer. And they're just gonna gain another counter off of this because of that play. Yeah, that's gonna cost us the game, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think that'll cost us the game here. That's tough. They'll go to 15, and then yeah, this Dory has played very well. This has been a very good game for them. I mean, I'm not giving up yet. I'm gonna try and hang on here. For opponent, it should be top left. Usually all the buff and debuff is shown. Oh, I did not know that, Ahmad. That's good to know that it still pops up, though. Oh, damn. I was hoping it was just the empty cup. Get out of here, Shep. Why couldn't you choose the other two? Because their reactions drew, and Harpoon is strictly action cards. Choose an action card. So since they're reactions, we actually can't take that. I mean, is this just another... Are we just going to block 13 to play around the Singing Stillblade? I mean, maybe that's just the play here. I see. Maybe I've been cheating this whole time. I mean, hey, maybe you have been cheating this whole time. That's okay. They had the Singing Stillblade and they just go get Twinning Blade. Now we're just like, I guess we're not actually dead. We're just going to go to 1, but we have not been able to get all these counters off of this thing yet. Like, no matter how much we have tried. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to block 9 and then die to, like, literally any 3-point buff reaction here. Yeah. Good game, opponent. 6 turns where my AVPT was 15.8. The problem was when they got 4 counters, their AVPT just went up every single turn. They had the Twinning Blade when we decided to keep our entire hand, and that really hurt us in that spot. That really hurt us. I also think that, like, I made a pretty, like, lazy decision just to keep my hand instead of consider blocking. But I don't know that we win that game if we start blocking that turn. Maybe we have to attack right there. I'm not sure. That's an interesting, like, discussion point. Like, whether it was better to actually, like, just, like, go all in and take my hand that, like, de-utilize some of their equipment, and it also got more value because we were able to look at their entire hand and take the card that we wanted. So I don't know. That's a tough decision. They also just had the Singing Stillblade in their arsenal to punish us, so it doesn't really matter. Like, I guess, but I still think I think it was correct. I'll have to go back and watch that game later, but I think it was correct to go in on that hand. Dory, we went first, I think. Right? No. We went second again. We went second. We lost. Fell behind early and struggled to keep up. Tried to flip the game, and they had Twinning Blade for the ultimate punish. I mean, one of the things about playing against Dory is when you're trying to race the deck, you're kind of just hoping that they always don't have... You're just kind of hoping they don't have... You're just kind of always hoping they don't have Twinning Blade, because Twinning Blade will mess you up. Hey, good game. Oh, thank you, Zom. I appreciate it. I appreciate the game, man. That was, you're probably one of the toughest Dories I've ever played against, brother. That was a good game. You went first? Oh, did I go first? I thought I went second. I must be going crazy. That must have been last game that I went first. Games kind of like all run together for me here. Oh, no stream tonight? Ram has a cold and I had a migraine all day, plus fighting a stomach bug. Fun times? Oh, dude, I'm sorry, man. That's tough, Shep. I hope you and Ram feel better, man. I know that this time of the year is terrible for people getting sick. They've got us masking at work, actually. Like, it's gotten so bad. I mean, to be fair, I work at healthcare, but like they've got everybody working in an actual clinic, masking up with everything going on, just with all the stuff going around. So I hope you guys get to feeling better, man. And I hope it doesn't ruin your Christmas or anything. I would hate for that to happen. It's hard to say because my mentality when I'm playing mech is that I'm truly just a combo deck. I'm playing it safe until I can get all my pieces together. So, Drew, I actually, like, I have played Maxx that way a lot over the, like, you know, the last, like, what, I don't know, like, 3 to 5 months that, like, Bright Lights has been out. I guess it hasn't been out that long, but the last, like, 2 or 3 months, when I've played Maxx, that's how I play Maxx, is that I'm this combo mechanologist deck, where I'm trying to set up this big turn and I'm trying to just like brr all in one turn. But I don't think you can do that against decks like Dori. I think Fi, Katsu, and Dori are probably some of the 3 decks that like you really struggle into if that's your game plan, because they're just going to punish you for like, at some point Dori will punish me for blocking incorrectly, because I don't think it's ever possible for me to block 100% correct all game. I mean, I can do what's correct based off of my knowledge, but like, unfortunately, Dori has too many tricks for me to always be able to block that perfectly. So I don't know how I feel about that against Dori, but it's something we could try. I'd be open to trying it and seeing what happens. I hope to see you versus Levia sometimes. I can't brain Levia. Ahmad, Levia is pretty fun. One of my buddies plays Levia quite a bit. He's been testing it for Cincinnati a little bit, trying to see how he feels about it. So I'd be interested. I'd be down to play against Levia tonight. I think that's a deck that we probably just win the race against, because we can apply enough pressure and then flip our combo when we need it to close out the game with a high octane turn. So I think that's a matchup we're probably favored into. Thanks, man. I'm feeling better, but it's sticking with the wife. Should be gone by Christmas. I think Merchant would be a strong matchup for Dori. You should try that. You just want me to play Merchant, man. You were talking about that last night when I was playing Fortnite, dude. You just want me to play Merchant. Oh, but yeah, man. I hope it goes away before Christmas. I was like, being sick for Christmas is never fun, dude. Never fun ever. Okay. I'm going to take like a 2-minute break here. I got to fill up my water so that if people start doing big hydrate, I'll have something to hydrate with. And then I got to use the bathroom. And when I come back, we'll be playing more games. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Okay, short break, and we're back. All right, let's go ahead and fire up another game. 2-1 on Maxx tonight. Feeling pretty good so far. Hoping to keep the good times rolling here. Oh man, Shep with a big hydrate while I was gone. Here we go. Already. It's good I went and filled up my water. Oh. All right. Let's try going first. I don't know if that's correct or not. I think we want Banksy in this matchup. I think we're going to try what we did earlier. We're going to cut the hyperdrivers, and we're going to bring in the 2 payloads and a throttle. They have more equipment to block with. I don't know. They don't want to block with their equipment, though. Oh, fun. Fi? Yeah, this isn't a very fun matchup. This is definitely, we're not favored at all in this matchup, but I'm still I'm still interested to try this matchup. I mean, I need to learn how to play it if this is a deck that I'm even going to play on like a local level, because this is like Fi's pretty popular in my locals. Fi's pretty popular in my locals. So we bring in the throttle and the 2 payloads as a way to like try and close out games. Maybe it's 2 throttles and a payload instead of the other way around, so that we can still try to play Maxx V. I don't know. Let's try it like this and see what happens. I guess payload makes Banksy a little bit worse. Yeah, let's boost here. Let's go ahead and come in for 5. And we'll see what our opponent gives us here. And then the fun, like, depending on how they block here, I'm probably just going to go crank and bank here and see what happens. I might just go crank and bank here and see if we can push in. What is on my screen? Look at something on my screen. I gotta... Oh boy. I gotta see about that. Oh, on a less exciting note, my windshield's cracked on my car, which I'm not excited about. I don't even know how it happened. There's just like at the very top of my windshield, there's like a crack there, and I'm very, very frustrated about it. I'm not happy about that at all, honestly. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna call tomorrow and see if I can get something to take care of it here. Do I wanna bank here? Yeah, let's do it. We've already attacked. We might as well bank here as well. They probably kept a 3 block and decided to take 1 there so that they can just block the Banksy. But I don't know. Oh, wow. They're going to take 1 more here? Call that a win. Call that a win. Arsenal the Twin Drive. Draw a Maxx V hand. Draw a Maxx V hand. I mean, it's not Maxx V, but... Pitch Zipper Hit for Jumpstart to come in for 5, go again. T-Bone boosting into Harpoon. It's not bad. That's not bad. We'll have to hope their hand's a little bit awkward. They kept 1 card. It's probably a power card like an Art of War or something like that. So, and then, I mean, playing that way uses my whole hand. Alternatively, I can block with Jumpstart or Zipper Hit. I can block with 2 cards and go T-Bone into like Zipper Hit or Jumpstart. If I wanted to do something like that. I don't know. It kind of depends. That sucks. Such an annoying thing to happen to a car. Yeah, it's very frustrating, like, to have my windshield cracked, because, like, it's probably just from, like, a rock on the interstate or something, like, is what sucks. But it's more inconvenient just to have to, like, drop a few $100s on getting something like that done, honestly. So... I mean, if I'm only going to keep 2 cards, like, what are the odds that Harpoon actually gets a card here? Is the 1 point of damage worth the difference between that and Harpoon? Because, I mean, Harpoon more than likely not going to hit here, right? Like, the odds of them having 3 2 blocks in their hand, I would not say is super likely. Dude, people love to play Art of War against me on 4-card hands. Drew was calling it earlier. So, like, this is one of those, like, things that I make a note about in my notes. Like, every time I play against somebody who does an Art of War on a 4-card hand like this, I make a note about it. Because you are playing Art of War suboptimally if you are playing Art of War, like, on a 4-card hand. That is, the Art of War is a 5-card hand style card every single time. That's how you maximize the results for the card. So, I like... My opponent could be a newer player. I don't know. Like, my opponent could, like, there could be a lot of reasons for, for them to do that. But either way, it is what it is. I'm just going to make sure I make a note about it. Like, I would play Art of War on a 4-card hand if I had Tunic or something, but these guys never are. Yeah, no, Drew, 100%. I agree with you there. If you're looking at... See, now this is just for 6. Yeah, no, I mean, like, but they never are. Yeah, no, Drew, I agree with you. Like, on a 4-card hand with Tunic, that's okay. Like, you could talk me into that. Let's think about what we want to do here. So basically the decision is, am I keeping the Jumpstart or am I keeping the Harpoon? Because Jumpstart is just like I should utilize my Hyperdriver here. Let's take a chance on the Harpoon and see if we can get a little bit lucky. We'll give up 1 point of offense in hopes that we can try to strip a card from their hand and get a little bit more value. Unlikely, but if we can, there's a lot of value to be like associated with that. That would be really good for us. Hey, to Peezer. I hope I'm saying that right. I hope I am. To Pester. I don't know. I like the one I'm going for a T there. To Pester. I hope so. Is there any other cards that must be played in 5-card hands only? So that's a really good question. So cards like Artivore, Tome of the Imperial Flame, those are the two that come to mind off the top of my head that work the best with a 5-card hand. I guess my opponent wants to... Oh, they wanted to use snaps right there after they drew a card. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I understand. They click through the window. It happens all the time. Yeah, Artivore, cards, Tome of the Imperial Flame, cards like Cash In, give you as many cards as possible. Caliber's right. If you have a 5-card hand with Blood Rush Bellows that you can guarantee you're going to discard a 6 and make that happen, then, like, yeah, that's a great play. That's an absolutely amazing play. Caliber is right. So cards like that. So normally cards, to Pester, is a general way of looking at it. Anytime a card says draw cards or do other things, like anytime that like it involves like you like drawing new cards or like filtering cards out of your hand, you want to be, man, that's a lot of damage to take. I could just block 6 here, be down 5 and just try it again next turn. So I can block 6 here or attack for 7. I guess let's try to get the Harpoon here. Plus we can get a counter off of their Furnace. But yeah, good question, Tepester. Good question. I like that question a lot. It's a great question. So we're down 11. Now, we're down 11 through an Artivore hand. So, like, we're doing what we can here. It's like, if our opponent had 3 Draconic Chain Links, they could definitely just Arsenal the Phoenix Flame there. I don't think that's a bad play ever, to Arsenal the Phoenix Flame. We know they have a Sink Below in their hand. We saw it on top of the deck after Ravenous Rabble there. Oh, God. Oh, my God, Shuko, what? Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's a legal block they're allowed to make. I'm curious. I'm very curious to know why they made that block. If there's a reason. Yeah, I don't know. I'd really be curious to ask my opponent there. Like, what that is. So excited to add my Spirit of Arena to my Bolton deck. It just came in the mail. Oh, dude, that's exciting, Shep. Dude, I love when cards come in the mail, man. Like, it's so exciting to get cards in the mail and, like, be able to, like, add them to your deck. It's, like, it's a really fun feeling. I wonder if he plays the Sink Below here. He strikes for 7 and then Arsenal's his last card. Looking at his hand, considering that he showed me Sink Below that we knew about and the... Holy crap. Here's an early Christmas gift as a thanks for all the stuff, for all the videos you make. Wow, Trent. Dude. Thank you, man. Dude, I'm just kind of speechless right now. Jesus, brother. $100, man. $100 dono, man. Trent, thank you so much, dude. Like, that is absolutely amazing. Please, God, everybody, like, I don't care what chat you're in, please, W's in the chat for Trent, because that's absolutely amazing. Like, dude, like, Trent MVP, dude, they haven't made a word to describe Trent. That's insane. That is awesome, dude. Thank you so much, Trent. Really, man. God, I'm gonna tell everybody about this, dude. This is crazy. Thank you so much, man. Mary Chrysler. I love it. I love the humor to diffuse the serious situation. Dude, thank you, man. I appreciate that a lot, man. That was Trent Mendes. That's an amazing comment to go with that. It's an amazing comment to go with that. God, I'm going to say thank you like 20 more times, Trent, throughout the course of the evening, because like thank you, man. That was awesome. Thank you so much, dude. Okay, now I'm trying to think about playing the game after that. Block. I guess we block Twin Drive and we want to stop Mask here. So I could block Twin Drive and Galvanic Bender. And then I could have Med-X Payload, but I'm kind of just wasting the counter. If I block Twin Drive, Galvanic Bender, I can go Med-X, activate Maxx, and then crank, pitch my payload to Banksy. I could block with both of my cards? No, I think that's incorrect. I'm just going to have to hope this isn't an Ancestral Empowerment here. Thank yous are thank yous are worth around $5 for aggro. Dude, get out of here, man. Of course, dude, you don't have to tell anyone. Just really enjoying the content and hope to keep it rolling. Well, dude, I really appreciate that, man. That means a lot. I can genuinely, and you can ask Carly. I can wait. Should I block this here? I'm sorry. I need to block this here before I'm thinking. I can block with the payload if I'm gonna crank and bank here. But yeah, dude. I mean, I really appreciate it, brother. That's like. You know, I don't really like talk about like, you know, like I don't really like, I don't know, like plug like subbing or becoming members or donating or anything like that very often, just because like I don't know, like it feels kind of weird sometimes. It feels kind of weird sometimes. Like, I don't know, like, but you know, that's always the best way to support me and my channel. And so, I mean, just, dude, like, thanks a lot, man. I'm still kind of in shock and awe, honestly. Man, I love making content and I love hanging out with you guys. Every single person who hangs out in my stream makes it a whole lot more fun to hang out and like to spend time. Like you guys make it a lot of fun. Med-X on hit, not super relevant here. We'll activate Maxx and crank and then come in with the Banksy here. We'll see if our opponent blocks here. If they block, it means they probably have something like a Snatch or an E-Strike. If I had to guess, as their last card that they're wanting to throw at us here. Turns out I'm the 5 player and I'm just trying to distract you. Well, brother, it's working. It's working, man. I can say that with certainty for sure. Oh, man. Hard matchup? Yeah, Surrender. This is not an easy matchup at all. I went 1-2 in Defy last night testing. And it's not feeling a lot better tonight, down 13 right now. My opponent said that they forgot to sync their card here, and I said we can redo the whole turn if they want to. So I am more than happy to do that. Revert to the start of this turn. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to boost. Come in with the Med-X, and they're going to sync, and then they're going to actually sync a card this time around. I appreciate my opponent letting me know that they wanted to redo the whole turn, like by telling me they forgot to sync, because it gives me the capability to, like, you know, like be like, yeah, like let's redo the turn. Let's I want to play the best game possible, especially at testing. You know what I mean? Like, especially when I'm testing, like I always want to play the best game possible. I think that's like always my preferred method of playing the game. Like I'd rather just I want to see the best results. I want my opponent to have the best draws possible so that we can play a good game and try to make an interesting game out of it. So letting my opponent sink right there is like a very easy decision in my opinion for me. Oh, also, it's to go towards your Skyline Chili in Cincinnati, dude. You bet, man. I mean, we're definitely already going to Skyline Chili, so like that's you don't have to worry about that. I'm actually excited to try Skyline Chili when I get to Cincinnati. That's I was telling everybody going in my group of friends that I'm going with that's one place we're eating, and if they don't want to eat there, then I will take an Uber by myself to go eat there. Oh god, that's obnoxious. That is super obnoxious right there. It's made bedtime with Mason more entertaining for sure. Appreciate the stream, man. Well, dude, absolutely. I appreciate you hanging out, Shep. Absolutely, man. I love streaming. I love hanging out with you guys, man. Everybody who chills in the chat makes it a whole lot funner for me. I can tell you that. Whole lot funner. A whole lot more fun. I guess a whole lot more fun is technically correct. I think try Face Breaker build with aggro matchup is better. Yeah, Surrender. That was something that I had kind of talked about a little bit. That it's possible that I need to just cut all my hyperdrivers, bring in my good red cards, and just kind of try to go ham in this matchup. So block with. So go back up to 2, crank, and then bank. We had talked about that being a better play, trying to play
run you over aggro in this matchup, as opposed to trying to play the combo build that I have set up. And it's very possible that you're correct, and that's a way better matchup plan for this game, for this deck, for the Phis and the Katsus. We played against a Katsu earlier that I actually ended up winning the game against. Now I don't know, I don't think my opponent was Michael Hamilton or anything. But we ended up winning the game earlier where I took out yellow hyperdrivers, left in the reds, and tried to play a more fair style game. And so that's kind of what we're going for here as well. Trying to set this up this way. I'm hoping to draw a Maxx V at some point so we can use our twin drive. We've been sitting on a twin drive for a while, and we're also almost out of equipment block here. So being able to utilize a Maxx V turn would be a lot of pressure for us. Would be a very good swing for us. That would be great. Honestly, would be best for us.
And I completely missed it, but Ben did a hydrate 7 minutes ago. I'm sorry, Ben. Thank you for hydrating, though. I appreciate you using the points. We'll get some extra hydrate for Ben there, because Ben's a homie. Ben's an OG. This hand's not great. I mean, block with keep an expedite, come in with expedite, activate Maxx, pitch one of my cards to Banksy after I crank here. I think that's our best play. I can keep the Harpoon in my deck. Block with Expedite Medex here on whatever they do on Chain Link 3. They're probably not going to Phoenix Flame this turn. I mean, also, I guess if they throw something that is a 4, we could just give the Medex and the Tickle Foundry Heart here. I really don't want to give up my last point of equipment block here, but I think it might be worth it because my hand is Expedite. Actually, it's better just to block with the Expedite because I can go Expedite, Medex into Harpoon, look at their hand, and try to shut their turn down a little bit here. I think this is an okay play. Oh, they had the empowerment. That's the one thing we weren't playing around by blocking that way, and it's unfortunate, but we're about to get mega punished for it, and there's no way we're going to be able to keep all 3 of our cards here. When is Cincinnati? Cincinnati is the weekend of January 6th. I think the Saturday is the 6th. I think we're leaving Friday night, rolling down, and we're gonna hang out Friday night. Probably grab some food, play some games in the hotel or the Airbnb,
battle harden it up on I mean, this is 3, 7, 11. Let's take 4 more, I guess, here. And try to battle harden it up on Sunday or Saturday, and then I think we're still debating on whether we're going to stay for the PTI or not. So I think we're still debating the PTI event or not on Sunday. I think that's kind of like up in the air. I don't know. Like everybody's kind of homebodies, so we might come back home early, we might not. For January 6th, the dots make me think that there is there's some kind of are you going to be in Washington D.C. that weekend, Trent? I think Nathaniel made that joke a week or two ago when we were playing some games. Are you gonna for sure be on this deck for the battle harden? So Surrender, I'll probably be on my file list that I've been playing. I'm just kind of playing this tonight to. I like Maxx, and everybody who's a Twitch subscriber or a member on YouTube is able to vote on what I play every week. Oh my god! I mean, there's no way it's right to go to 6, right? I go to 6, and then the best thing I can do, like, no, there's absolutely no way that's correct. Let's stay at 12. We got to have a better hand than this to be able to go to 6 here. That's so bad. We can still have a 6-point hand. We blocked 9, attack for 6. That's 15 points. Having 2 hyperdrivers in play will do that for us. So, Motion City Soundtrack is playing on the 6th. If I don't buy tickets, I might. Dude, you should come, man. You should come and play. Oh, did I keep the harpoon? Yep. Meant to keep the expedite. God, I hate when Talishar does that. Sometimes if you click on a card, your cards get shuffled around, and I click on them in the wrong place. So we're just going to pass. Oh, that sucks. Man. Well, if we weren't going to lose the game, we are now. I can tell you that. Have we not seriously seen a Maxx V anywhere? Like, have we not blocked with one or anything yet? We just haven't seen one, and we're, like, over halfway through our deck. Oh man, that's unfortunate. That's a big oopsies by me. Right there. You can't prove that? I mean, you're right, Trent. I can't prove that, but I can speculate that I know you well enough to infer that joke from there. And Womp Womp is right. Me playing like a complete boob right there, put myself in a bad spot. That was not great. Where's Motion City Soundtrack going to be? Nashville Appy? Basement East? We really like Nashville. I was like, the few times we've been to Nashville, we really like it. We used to have friends that lived in Nashville, but they actually moved out to Colorado, so if I can get away with keeping my blue here, I can actually come in for 8. So that's not too bad. Lol, I just realized Carly said that our friends used to live in Nashville, and I believe I've been to that venue. Man, I believe that Carly's been to that venue. Carly's been to, like, every music video ever. Wait. Motion City Soundtrack? Is that the Everything is Alright? Is that them? Am I thinking of the right people right now? Because if it is, that's... Curly knows I love Motion City Soundtrack, if that's the case. What makes Fi better than the other ninjas? Tepester, I think that Fi is okay being blocked more than Katsu is. I think that Katsu kind of struggles into Bravo because of its lack of ability to block. So I I personally like Fi better because it can be blocked and it can still have like okay runs. Even if it's being blocked, you can still like apply a lot of pressure and like you're not looking for specific combo turns every single turn. And I really like that about having having Fi as opposed to Katsu. Yeah, that's them. Oh, that is them? Oh, okay, cool. If y'all ever come to town again, let me know. Dude, absolutely, Shep. We'll let you know, man. I was like, if nothing else, we can grab dinner with you if we're ever, I think next time we're in town. My wife and I saw their farewell tour years ago before they decided to tour again. Oh, dude, that's awesome. I've never seen them in person, but I feel like that would be a great show. Is this another Salt the Wound? Yeah, I did. This is not going well. Like, I need to be able to keep a hand. I need to be able to keep some cards and do something. And we just haven't been able to. Back-to-back Salt the Wound at the end of the chain has been, like, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Hopefully my opponent has, like, an off turn or something kind of, like, slower here. I mean, again, we need to keep blue and the harpoon here. That's just where we're at right now. Fi raw output is better than Katsu with more armor. But Katsu is a bit more tricky. I think that's actually a great way to describe it, Surrender. My buddy and I saw 6 shows this year. Hoping to continue that tradition for 2024. So many good shows. Dude, that's awesome. That is awesome. Oh. My opponent said that he had to go, that his kid woke up. While I don't have kids, I do understand. You know, like life takes over. Life is more important than cards. I'm very inclined to agree with that. So, they definitely would have won that game. Like I don't think we were gonna win that game. I think our window for winning that game had gone through. But I also felt that way about our Katsu game earlier, and we managed to crawl back from the grave there. So I'm just gonna leave that one blank off of the list there. But dude, it's awesome you guys got to go to 6 shows this year, man. Like that's really cool. Like getting to travel and do music is like really awesome. Carly and I got to go see The Offspring, Simple Plan, and Sum 41 all together in Charlotte at the PNC Pavilion Park. And that was really cool. That was an awesome show. Is this Nick? Are we playing against Nick right now? I think this is Nick. Oh, I think High Roller 710 is Nick's name. So Nick's a buddy and a guy on the team. So it's funny that we're playing against Nick here. We're gonna cut the data links. We're gonna bring in the scramble pulses and try to run them over here a little bit and see if we can try to run them over here. Hopefully we don't get bravoed too hard here, but we'll see what happens. Being able to set up 2 hyperdrivers is pretty good here. Right? Can we actually do it? Do we have the resources to do it all here? So, pitch Medex to play Zipper Hit boosting. And then we'll have 1 resource left. Activate, Max, Crank, pitch, Jumpstart to play hyperdriver. Boost away a high octane. Big Sag. Big Sag. Alternatively, I could have just played the hyperdriver here. I could have loaded pistol, played hyperdriver, and then arsenal to jumpstart. That would have also have been like a fine play. The blue unmovable here on turn 0, looking pretty sharp. Not having to get multiple cards. Nick's not having to give us multiple cards here, so that's pretty good. And then we'll go ahead and play this hyperdriver, and then we'll pass. We're gonna hope to try and like set up a. We're gonna hope to try and set up a. We're gonna hope to try and set up a mechanoid suit and try and end the game, but it also depends on what Nick does because there are gonna be a lot of turns when we're gonna have to block when we don't want to here. Hot Mulligan, Dance Gavin Dance, Boys Like Girls, Wolf Mother, The Wonder Years, Microwave, and a couple others. Oh, Dear Hunter, forgot about them. Dude, that sounds awesome. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know a lot of those bands, brother, but like live music's just awesome, man. Dude, that show lineup is stacked. Oh, dude, Trent. It was so much fun, dude. I had so much fun at that show, man. It was great. It was absolutely amazing. play high octane, boost 0 to 60. We can max and do some shenanigans this way. I think I'm okay just to take 7 here. And then I can arsenal the max V and try to set up here. That's awesome. I love concerts. Carly loves concerts more than anybody I know. 100% more than anybody I know. Use heart and keep jumpstart. So do you, I personally think that like against Bravo, I think I would rather keep the jumpstart in my deck as opposed to like just getting rid of it there, because I like the, I don't know, like I like the idea surrender of being able to keep the, that's also a pretty good arsenal. I like the idea of being able to, keeping more cards in my deck by not activating heart and by pitch stacking some reds here, but I could be wrong. What's your favorite show you've been to, Carly? Any show with Zach? Oh, look at Carly in there. Look at Carly being sweet. That actually was my favorite concert I've ever been to. Carly and I went to that concert. The Offspring, the Simple Plan. Oh, I boosted a hyperdriver. We went. That was a show that we went to together, and we like that was. That was like my favorite show I've ever been to. That was like that's also where I proposed to Carly. So that's also where I got engaged. So like that plays a big part in it. That plays a big part in it for me. But yeah, that was my favorite show. So I think we're just gonna pitch the mech suit here and know that it'll be there late game if we want to try and set it up late game. If we're able to, we might not be able to. So activate max. Yes, we'll crank. We'll load the pistol. We'll add a steam counter one more time because we're able to pitch as many times as we want to. And then we'll come in one more time here. I alternatively could have cracked the legs here and then came in for 2 more to be able to like push through as many points as possible. But I think this is an okay play. Like, I think this is a pretty fine play. Nick blocked our 0 to 60 with a sink below he arsenaled, so now we're gonna pitch stack a little bit. I mean, now this could just be block and put our hyperdrivers in play. This could just be this play. That could just be our play until we find another mech suit. But it also depends on what Nick does, because crippling crush to discard random cards just like this could be really bad. Boost, go up to 2 resources. I mean, I guess we can't keep our hand. It doesn't matter. So what am I hoping to keep here? I could take 11, which is totally wrong. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can't stop this regardless. So I might as well just block with my worst card and just see what we can do here. I don't think we really have much of an option here. I think this is just come in with a pistol after we pitch our red. We're not running any D-reacts here. Maybe we're supposed to be running D-reacts into Bravo and hope we don't boost over them that often. I don't know. Get a room. Bright Eyes. 2 rows from the stage at the Ryman is probably my top, or the Shines at the Ryman close second. Is the Ryman, is that like a stage close to you? Like, is that in Nashville, Shep? I've been at a Skillet concert twice. They both were crazy, and my neck was in a lot of pain the next day from headbanging. Trent, that sounds awesome, dude. Skillet is great. I've never seen them live, but they have a lot of really good music that I like. They have a lot of really good music that I'm a big fan of, honestly. I mean, are we just holding this until we can find the combo? Or am I just, again, putting this on the bottom, saying there's one more in my deck, and then I'm just going to try and play my max V at some point? Because I want to keep 2 on the bottom of my deck in case, like, I boost over 1 or something. How long have y'all been married? Yeah, famous venue in Nashville. Oh, okay, cool. So we're not actually married yet. We just got engaged this past August. And we've just kind of been like waiting to like wait till the holidays are over and just kind of like, you know, try to try to get through the season and everything, and then I think we're gonna figure out our plans, because we still don't really know what we're doing yet, as far as like if we're just gonna like go to the courthouse, or if like we're gonna like, you know, have a small thing. We don't know what's going on yet, so we're just kind of hanging out, waiting to see what we feel like doing and what we want to end up doing for everything. So, oh, recent concert, got it. Well, awesome, congrats you two. Thanks, Pitch. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, Shep. I am lucky enough to have met my best friend, and I hope that she always wants to spend the rest of her life with me. And I would not shy away from telling that to anybody, because that is exactly how I feel. So we finally have our Max V hand, and Nick kept every single card, which is terrifying. He blocked with tech plating on the pistol. Like this is pretty scary, because this is probably going to be dominate something that's going to make us cry here. Hopefully blocking 7 will work on whatever he tries to do. I mean, I think we have to give equipment here and hope it's not the pummel. Probably is, but we're going to hope it's not. Oh, it's not the pummel, so we take 3, and now we get to have our hand? Okay. So we have 3, 4, 5 resources, and I need 4 of them. So let's make Nick give us a piece of equipment here. We'll start off like this, and then we'll go boost here. The wife and I have been together for 14 years, married for 8. Oh, wow, dude. That's awesome, man. That's really cool, man, that you guys have been together that long. Dude, like, I mean, so Carly and I have been dating for 4 years now. Yeah, 4 years in October. And so thinking about like, just like thinking about like having been married for 8 years. Like I'm only 27, so I would have gotten married when I was 19, which I guess is not crazy. People do it all the time, but I was like, man, I didn't think you were that much older than me, Shep. Are you older than me? I was like, I assume that like in some capacity you probably are if you've been married for 8 years. Okay. They gave us the fate for scene here, so we're only going to push through 1 point, and we're going to put Nick to 33, and then we're going to pitch this to load the pistol so that we have it, and then we're going to come in with a Max V here. This ended up being a 18-point turn. Or I'm sorry, this actually ended up being a 21-point turn cycle because we attacked for 18 and we blocked for 3, which is like a really good turn for us. It's a really good turn cycle for us. Bro, same feeling here. What other girl would have gone to the freaking world tournament with me? Nobody but my best friend. Dude, absolutely, dude. Absolutely, Trent. Like, I hear you, man. Like, I talked Carly I mean, going to Vegas was like one thing, but I talked Carly into like going to Nationals and hanging out with me all weekend while we were there. Like, I don't know many people that would have done that, so it was really cool. And as a part of our honeymoon, I lucked out. It definitely sounds like it, Trent. That's awesome, man. That's really cool. It's so cool that you guys got to have your honeymoon and go to Worlds at the same time. That's like really fun. Gosh, another crippling crush, dude. So all of our Max Vs are gone. So Twin Drive is really just a high octane dream at this point, and there's only one high octane left. Maybe I'm supposed to arsenal this and just start playing to that setup. I don't know. That's tough. It is super weird. 32. I'll be 33 at the end of the year. At the end of this year. Bro, you mean like in the next 10 days? Your birthday at the end of the year, man? We got married after college? Oh, that's cool, man. That's awesome. Crazy to think I have 2 kids, a house, and 2 vehicles, and 12 fab decks. Oh, and 12 fab decks. You got to get that in there. You got to get that in there. It's so important. So important to have that in there.
I want that double barrel.
I wonder if there was some argument to like setting up and trying to play a hard combo this game. Like, I feel like we had that opportunity kind of early, but we really didn't. I mean, just put this on the bottom. Like, I think that's okay. I think I need to find a way to put some real pressure on Nick here, honestly. I'm going to lead on the pistol with Go again because of our Quicken token. I think that's like the best way we could start this here. Yeah, the 29th? Dude, I'm gonna have to remember that, man. I'm gonna make a mental note of that so I can tell you happy birthday on the 29th. That's gonna be my next project, getting everybody's birthdays in the Discord so I can know when everybody's birthday is. Well, now I feel old. I'm 36. You're not old. Will you stop it? I mean, you're older than me, but you're not old. I always give Carly a hard time about being older than me. Her Blitz Azalea, CC Azuri, CC Icelander, and Blitz Dromai. That's cool that she's got. It's cool that she's got like 4 decks to play. Like it sounds like it sounds like you guys play pretty actively together, which is pretty cool. Nah, we won't crank, and then I'll just Arsenal the Med-X and pass here. I mean, if we draw blue, we're okay, right? Like a blue off the top is okay. Carly, 2 of my best friends are in the mid-40s. You aren't old. I tell Carly all the time she's not old, but when it's convenient for me, I tell her she's old. I like to pick on Carly. Bro is coming for those knees with all its crippling crushes. Yeah, Nick is giving us the business with the crippling crushes right now. Like, this has not been fun in any way. God, he has dominated so many times. I mean, I think we just have to take 6 here, right? Like, as crazy as that is, and then I think we're just pitching the zipper hit to play the hyperdriver here, and then now we won't crank and we'll pass. I mean, like, I guess we're just gonna have to hope that his hand is like hammer, so that we can give scramble pulse and 2 pieces of equipment. I mean, technically, we can give. If he comes in with hammer for 6, we're in a bad spot. I mean, yeah, that's tough. So we could go to 1 by blocking here, block jumpstart, and then try to make something happen. Like I think we're just so far behind this game. Like, and the crazy part's like Nick's fatiguing us at the same time here. The debilitate was so good here. I mean, I guess if not, it's hammer for 6. So I guess we're just gonna go to 1 and try to do something here. Multiple times a day. Oh, dude, that's awesome, Ship. I feel 25, and I certainly have the mind of a 12-year-old sometimes. That's very accurate. It's very accurate. Just think you'll get AARP discounts early, aggro. Oh, Chef, that's amazing, dude. That's absolutely amazing. I love that. Let's come in for 4 and boost here. We'll get a couple counters off of our hyperdriver. I wonder if I saw the maybe if I saw like the mech suits too early and I tried to pitch them too much, or maybe I made the mistake of arsenaling a the Maxx V. I don't know, like I like arsenaling the Maxx V, if I'm being honest. Like I don't think it's wrong to arsenal the Maxx V, like personally. I mean, Nick just realizes he can just end the game here, so he's just going to take 4, I imagine. Nick might have a D-React here, but I don't think it really matters if I'm being honest. Like, I think I am just so dead in the water here, it just doesn't matter. And then we'll go ahead and shoot for 2. I don't think there's any world we're supposed to play D-Reacts in our sideboard. Like, I don't think that's, like, how we win with Maxx. Maybe I'm supposed to hope for less dominates from the Bravo? I don't know. I'd have to analyze this matchup, like, a little bit more to see how it needs to be played. Should I duck the next time I'm on Discord because of that joke? 100%. 100%, dude. Carly takes it personally sometimes when we call her old. I mean, not really, but yeah. I feel like Bravos just eat up boost focus decks too in any format. Yeah, Trent, it's really hard for when your only game plan is to boost, it's really hard to keep up as a it's really hard to keep up as a boost focus deck, because like they churn it, like they just eat your deck, like, so it's like it's impossible to like I don't know, like actually like get ahead in any way, because they just fatigue you if they block. Starting at 40, they just have so much life. But at the same time, like, they also have these big dominate on hit effects. And I mean, Nick's thrown what? 2 Spinal Crush. He's thrown 2 dominated Spinal Crushes and 2 dominated Crippling Crushes at us in like what, 6 or 7 turns? Like, it's been quite a bit here. Like, Nick is really like dominated a lot this game, like, which I think like the Bravo deck does when it's like rolling hot or like with any kind of consistency, but it's still like tough. I also probably should have just played to like hard combo earlier than I did. The second one probably, like, the problem with the second one, so the first mech suit I pitched to have on the bottom of the deck because I wanted to pitch stack. The second one, I didn't have the option, in my opinion, because I had the Maxx V in my arsenal, but I don't know. No. We're dead. Good game, brother. Good game. All right, yeah, so 9 turns. 9 turns. 4 of those 9 turns were 2 dominated Crippling Crushes and 2 dominated Spinal Crushes. That's tough. I mean, Nick played well, and Nick took advantage of his like actions in this game, in our game right there, and like just kind of like ran me over. So tough to crawl back in spots like that sometimes. Luckily, the finals doesn't have friendly fire. That's true, Shep. It does not. Thank God. Just play boom grenades and demand blocks. I mean, I saw We Make Best made a Maxx deck that actually had like boom grenades and like penetration scripts and they were using Banksy to like add counters back to stuff. So I mean, like that could be like the play with the deck. Bravo is just there to prevent you from playing the game, enjoying life, and seeing the good things, seeing the good in things, feeling joy. Bravo does a good job at that. He really does, Shep. He really shuts off a lot of like a lot of you getting to play the game. Bravo is like a weird like tempo control deck, honestly. They can usually also block super efficient and then be super patient and wait for their window to disrupt and attack you. Yeah, Trent, absolutely. That's actually my favorite thing about Bravo, is the fact that Bravo can just like block, and then when it's ready, it can just come at you and kill you. So we played against Nick. He was on Bravo. I think I picked to go first. Loss. Nick dominated a lot. He played patient and took his windows. Feels like a rough matchup if you don't flip mech suit. Okay. All right, 2-2. Not great. I mean, the game started out on a very high note with back-to-back games, so like I can't really complain about, you know, a couple of losses after the way the stream started. We started with a crazy win against Katsu, and then another Jaws of Life win from Dory, right? Like in back-to-back games. I don't know if you guys can hear Carly in the background better or not. They're playing Lethal Company in there, so that's why you hear Carly screaming. They're playing Lethal Company, and Carly screams so loud at games like that. She's like, she's very much like walking content when we play games like that. I still can't believe Infinite Ram wrecked me my first Armory 31-0. I charged twice the whole game. I mean, yeah, dude, that's a feels bad, man. And Bravo is very good at doing that to people. Bravo is very good at doing that to people, so that's definitely a feels bad. This is interesting. I think we want to go first here. I think we want to prevent Azalea from setting up here. This also feels like a Banksy matchup. What do we want here? What do we want here? Do I want to cut the yellow hyperdrivers because they don't block? Bring in the payloads and the throttle. I don't want scramble pulses, I don't think, because their equipment like blocks. Like if I doubt they're probably going to play snaps into us, and they're not going to play perch grapplers into us. I highly doubt they will. I think we'll try these 3 cards right here and cut the hyperdrivers and see what happens. I don't know. I'm curious to see. Get ready for 14 damage turn 1. I mean, yeah. Okay, so this hand's pretty cool. So we get to go Expedite. I mean, we don't get to keep a hand here. Like, I don't know that, like, keeping the Harpoon is worth. Like, we're probably not going to get fatigued in this matchup, though, so maybe activating hard on turn 0 is okay. Plus, if they let this hit, that's not good. I was like, if they let this hit, like, this is just, there's so much value in this for us. Or I guess we don't have to heart here, do we? We don't have to heart here. We just have to crank and then activate Maxx and then not crank that and then arsenal the Harpoon. So we actually get to keep our hand here, which is pretty good. So I mean, block with a blue, and then we have Jumpstart. So we block with the T-Bone. Keep the combustible carrier. We pitch for this. We go down to 2, up to 4, and then we get to have our hand here, and we have 2 hyperdrivers with 1 counter on them. Again, depending on what they put into play here, so it's a little tough. Yes, I love a good discount. Sorry, playing game. Oh, Carly, you don't have to apologize. I'm glad you're having a good time. It's always funny. It's always funny to me to like hear you yelling and stuff in the other room. So we could block 3. And they have a card to Arsenal regardless, so I think just taking 7's fine. It's an Inertia and a Ponder token, and we're going to play our whole hand anyway here, so I think this is fine. Had we drawn the mech suit, I'd probably be trying to, like, had we drawn the Mechanoid instead of, like, boosting it away, I'd probably be playing a whole lot more of a conservative game plan here and trying to, like, play patiently and, like, you know, like, take, and like take some more conservative lines where we're blocking a lot and trying to play to our outs of being able to set up the mech suit to win the game. So we'll come in for 5. Our opponent blocks. We play the Harpoon. They have to show us 2 cards. Hopefully they have 2 block cards in their hand and they get punished. Now they have 2 3 blocks, so they don't have to give us either one. They block with a Sleep Dart, take 1, and then, I mean, we could activate Maxx, crank, heart, and payload. I like having the other resource, honestly. it's a little aggressive and kind of like almost like kind of unnecessary, but at the same time, like we're aggressively getting rid of our cards to be able to push damage here, and our opponent just blocks 6. Interesting. Mech suit and 3 reds. You gotta be kidding me. Game. Boo. What a bunch of baloney. Oh my gosh. Do you run moonshots at all? So I'm not running moonshots, but I love that card. That card is so much fun in my opinion, but I am not running it. So I have to get something I can play. What did they get? Endless Arrow? I think this is fine. They have the Ponder, but I kind of want to block this anyway, if I'm being honest. I don't want them to have the Endless Arrow here. It kind of does nothing for them with the Ponder, but at the same time, I don't want them to have that option. No, we're not going to boost, and then I'm going to Arsenal the Mechanoid and see if we can use that to... try and give us a lot of tempo here. So we want to keep... We're going to block with our equipment here. We're gonna block with anything we can here. And then we're just going to try and flip. And we want to Arsenal the Twin Drive so that when we draw into a high octane, we can try to go boost, 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 boost. Seek and Destroy is not fun. Never is. Seek and Destroy is pretty lame. Oh, man. So they're going to hit with the Seek and Destroy. Which means we can block with a blue, pitch 2 reds in the blue. So block with the Expedite. I have one. I've boosted it 1,000 times. I got to use it once and do over 27 damage in one turn. Dude, that's awesome, man. That's really cool that you were able to do that. Like, that's a really cool, like, sequence to be able to do that. I've always wanted to, like, have a turn where I actually got to, like, do something with the moonshot, but I've never been that fortunate. I've never been able to like actually set it up and do it. But I really like Moonshot. Moonshot is like a fun card. That was the original idea behind me playing Maxx, is when I first started like brewing with the set when Bright Lights was first getting announced. I wanted to be able to play Maxx Moonshot to be able to like try and just like rickroll people. So we're going to flip everything, and then we're not going to be able to take another action here because of the red in the ledger, which is fine. And then we're just going to be trying to value our opponent out here, and then we're going to try and value our opponent out over the course of the game, but we're also going to try and push as much tempo as possible. Like, if I'm able right here to go, like, Expedite into Harpoon... like if I can go Expedite into Harpoon and to like activate Maxx, crank, and then attack for 6, that's a 13-point turn, setting up a hyperdriver and arsenaling my high octane. That's absolutely insane. That's absolutely insane. Like, that's so good. That is so good for us. But it also depends on what they do. Depending on what they do, we might just be blocking. I really want to save my Mechanoid blocking for like a Maxx, or not a Maxx, God, a red in the ledger. We've already seen 2, so there's only 1 left, but they play cards like Memorial Ground and other cards like that, so it can be tough at times to make sure we're getting value off of that stuff. Kristen was pissed. I bet she was, dude. I bet she was. I firmly believe that, brother. Okay, so this is going to be snaps. This is going to be Rainrazor snaps. Like, this is 100% Rainrazor snaps. We're probably looking at Rainrazor snaps, Death Dealer, attack, and as long as it's a Bolton shot with Go Again or something with Go Again, they can Bracers in another arrow, which is actually cracked. So I'm gonna take 2 here. I'm actually gonna take 4. Yep. I was like, brother, I think you're looking for Snapdragon Scalers. My Blitz Max is all around Moonshot and Drivers. Super fun. Oh, dude, Ahmad, I believe that's a blast. Moonshot is a super fun card, 100%. I completely agree with that sentiment that like Moonshot is a super fun card to play. Oh, not Death Dealer. It's just Bracers here. I like again. I mean, I think I want to wait and block. Like, if they're gonna like they're gonna play a card either way here, so I'm definitely okay with just taking 4 and going to 22. This is their big turn. This is their pop-off turn. They're using Bracer Snaps and Rain Razors here. Now, to be fair, they are making Rain Razors a 0 for 6 here, which is insanely good. 1 0 for 6 is like insanely above rate, but at the same time, like it's just good. Wow, that sucks. Because of the Rain Razors, so I'm gonna have to give them everything here. I mean, just take 4. Like, the Seek and Destroy really sucks. They drew the Seek and Destroy. Oh, that is such a feels bad for me. I mean, I could block and only take 4 here, but there's no point. There's absolutely no point in me blocking with my Mechanoid when I don't need to here. Is that their last red? Yeah, okay. Well, so short of a Codex or Memorial Ground here, we're good. They've pitched a Codex already, and they've played a Codex. So we'll attack for 6. We're activating our plan here. I really wanted to set up that High Octane. That is a real feels bad. That was a good hand, too. That was a real good hand, too. Ouch is right, Shep. Ouch is right, brother. Our opponent's making a very good decision. Like, enough people don't do this, in my opinion. When I attack for 6, even if your hand wants to keep all of their cards, you should block with a card. Like, almost every single time. You should always block with a card, in my opinion, because you never know when you're going to like have to like give up a life or something. Like, this hand is like insanely bad. This hand is not good at all. Infecting Shot. Okay, so if they have a buff, they can come in for 8. So the Tunic counter is going to let them come in for 8. We're going to block 8 here. This is a very reasonable decision to block 8 here, in my opinion. Like, I think this is a good block for 8. Psh, infecting? You call all the blood rot payment all good? I mean, I do have all the blood rot payment. You are correct. I could just take 5 there. But I don't know that that's correct. I actually really like the play of playing T-Bone here, getting their Tunic or their Cross Wrap, and then pitching 0 to 60 to activate Max, crank, and then come in for 6. And then we're going to Arsenal the Zipper Hit. We've only seen 1 High Octane. I don't even think we've pitched one yet. There's so much value just waiting for us right now. We just need to find it. We just need a High Octane. And the best way to start looking for a High Octane is to have a 5-card hand. Having a 5-card hand with a card in Arsenal is okay. And God said, let there be a chance. And God said, let there be a chance. Come on, boys. We need it one time. I would say I'm scared because he went top, but it doesn't matter. Top is irrelevant. Don't put a name counter on that. Don't put a name counter on that. God, you kiss your mother with that mouth. This is still a good play. We still have an extra resource here. So if we draw a 1-coster, we're okay. This is still okay. 1 coster or less. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. Let's go. So we have 5. We'll go down to 1, up to 2, and then we get to come in for 3. So this is a 12-point hand. Plus we'll have 4 action points, so 24. So this is a 36-point turn. This is a 36-point turn, and we blocked with a card. Oh, 39-point turn cycles. You love to see them, boys. You love to see them. Aggro playing Max.
I swear there is gold in this creek. I've got to find the gold in these hills.
It's funny that you said that right before I found this hand, dude. It's hilarious that you said that, Shep, right there. You are damn right we found the gold, brother. We are in there like swimwear. Well, is that that's the other high octane, Big Sag. That's the last one, so yeah, and then a 24. A casual 24 right here. Num 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 num. Let's go and get him. Let's go and get him. Oh, 2 blocks. You love to see it. You love to see it. Oh, yeah. Num 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 num. Let's go. Unless that's a sink below, we're crossing the finish line right here. Never didn't have it, boys. Never didn't have it. Good game, opponent. We dealt 25 damage on the last turn. Combo. Rolling hot right there. That's what we've been waiting for all night. That's the hand we were waiting for, to do something like that one time all night. Oh, GG, folks. Be safe on the way home. The game is over. Oh, man. I mean, like, my opponent played a really good game. They dominated when they were supposed to. Like my opponent didn't do anything wrong. We were just able to block out on their turns and just able to, like, really push through a lot, like, the damage we needed at the end there with our combo turn. The crazy part is we blocked with a card and we still had a 36-point turn. 5, 9, and 3 is 12. And then the 24, yeah, so 36-point turn. The 39-point turn cycle. It's absolutely crazy. We played against an Azalea. I think we went first. I can't remember. Yeah, we went first because I got to pick. 36-point combo turn on turn 7. Blocked until we found our pieces. All right, you love to see it. You love to see it. 3 and 2, yep. I can't believe I made a sports joke. What is wrong with me? Where in the world did that come from? Dude, you're spending time around. You played games with me last night, man. We played the finals together, and now you're making sports jokes. Listen, I'm just saying, I'm a nerd now, but, like, I grew up playing sports all the time in my house. Like, sports were like a way of life at my house growing up, so it's you start hanging out with one of us, you start hanging out with all of us, man. It's just what happens. It's just what happens. Does Maxx drivers go under Mechanoid on the Hyper X3? Yes, it does, Ahmad. So if you boost over 2 Hyper drivers, instead of having 8 pieces under your Mechanoid, you have 10 pieces under your Mechanoid. So it's actually insanely good to have the cards under your Hyper X when you flip. It's actually insanely broken to be able to do that. It's crazy, Ahmad. Sports fans are nerds. Prove me wrong. I mean, I'm not going to try and prove you wrong. I agree with that. And I believe it is now more common to be both a fan of sports and to be a nerd, which I really like. I like that we are now, like, you know, like combining cultures, you know, like I think that's great. Because, you know, 30 years ago, that wasn't the case. You know, like when my parents were like growing up and, you know, they were in high school, like you were a jock or you were a nerd or you were goth or you were this or that or whatever. But it's like now, like you can love sports and you can be a nerd. Like it's fantastic. Like I spent my whole life playing basketball and like being a sports guy, like my whole life, like played like baseball, football, soccer, basketball, like my whole life. And then as I've gotten older, I love to play cards and I love to play video games and board games. Like it's just kind of what my life's turned into. So no, when I was in school, being a nerd wasn't cool. Now everyone accepts it. WTF. Yeah. Shep, while I hate that, you know, while I hate that for people that went through a hard time in high school, I'm very glad that the culture has changed for a more positive way, that like we're more accepting of everybody and what they want to do. I'm definitely a bigger fan of that, that we've all changed for the better, in my opinion. Okay. So we probably got 1 or 2 more max games left in us. I gotta pee. These big hydrates, they run through me, man. I'm not gonna lie. But we probably got 1 or 2 more max games in before we call it a night. So I'm gonna take like a little 2-minute break here, fill up my water. So if there's another big hydrate, we can do that. And then I'm gonna use the bathroom and I'll be back. Thanks for hanging out, guys. All right, short break, and we're back. All right, let's get 1 or 2 more games in, and we'll kind of go from there and see how the game how it's feeling. I do got to work tomorrow, so we're not gonna grind super late, but we'll get at least a few more games in. At least 1 or 2 more in. If we have a really good game this game where it ends on like a super high note, we might call it there, just like to end on a high note, but we'll see what happens. Oh, I missed a message. Oh yeah, absolutely. No bitterness at all. Well, maybe a little. I mean, listen, man, it's okay. You gotta get those feelings out somewhere. It's okay with being a little bitter. As long as at the end of the day, your predominant feeling is that you're happy for everybody else, then that's what's really important. But nothing wrong with a little bit of bitterness. I think we've all been there. Oh, well, Pitch is just waiting for me to fill up my water, and then we're big hydrating. So thanks, man. Whew. All right. Whew. Whew. God. Okay. Well, after that, Riptide. Riptide's an interesting deck. I think we want Banksy here. Riptide likes to keep their cards sometimes. I think this is a bring in payloads and throttles matchup. Maybe we want underloops here. I don't know. We'll cut the data links, bring in the throttle and the 2 payloads, and we'll try to play like our setup game plan a little bit here. See what we can make happen. Probably gonna arsenal the high octane at a decent point here in time. Hey, Devon. I hope that's Devon. I hope you enjoy the deck. If you play it some, if you can think of any improvements, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to hear about some improvements that you think that we might be able to make with the deck.
for sure. I only big hydrate when you say big hydrate. Fair enough. How much for big hydrate, but it's whiskey? Oh, God, dude. Bro. Y'all, like, bro. Like, big hydrate with whiskey? That's like, I don't know if that's a channel point kind of thing. Like, that's a money kind of thing, because I'm a lightweight, bro. Like, if I slam alcohol like that, you can ask Curly, y'all will find me laying down somewhere. Like, that's, we're probably looking at like a dono or gifted subs or something like that for that one. But I mean, I would consider it. Like, I don't know. I'd have to think about that, because that's, I guess high octane is really just combo for Banksy, because we don't really have this set up. Like, it's really just combo. That's really all it is. So, yeah, I mean, I guess we'll pitch it so that we'll have one for second cycle here. Uh-oh, it's Towley? Oh, is Towley good? Are we like playing, we playing like a real gamer right here? Am I not in the know right now because we're playing like a gamer here, Drew? Did I miss something? Yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and crank, and then we'll just, we'll Banksy here. Probably a trap or something. Tripwire trap. What is this? We take one regardless, so there's no point in us paying one. I mean, yeah, there's no point in us paying one. We don't take an extra one for that, so. Yeah, this is the guy that helped me build my deck. Oh, that's cool, Billy. Okay, so Tally with some legit supporters here, so we're afraid of Tally. Roger that. Which means we're probably playing another one. I'm kind of okay with block Expedite, block Harpoon here. And then pitch Medex to play Hyperdrive or Crank, and then come in with Banksy. Like, I think that's a pretty okay line here. We're setting up towards our combo here a little bit, so I think that's okay. Let's crank, and then let's crank and bank, as it were. It's the title of the stream. Do I take a damage from this? No, it's not a trap. It's just a D-react. So is this like, are they like heavy trying to fatigue me or something? This is interesting. Tally is great on Riptide. Duly noted. Roger that, man. Will do, boss. I've been theory crafting and playtesting a lot. Interested in other players' take on the deck? Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I appreciate you taking a look at my deck, man. Absolutely. BRB, sounds good, Shep. Sounds good, man. I mean, so like, this is a weird hand. Like, I guess if I block Mech and Jumpstart here, this could be Pummel. This could be Pummel. I mean, so block Mech and Jumpstart here, and then if they don't have the Pummel, I get to pitch T-Bone to Twin Drive Boost, go up 3, come down 1, crank, and then bank here. And then we're looking for one more Hyperdriver. If they pummel, I'm just going to discard the T-Bone here. I was like, I've played against Riptides who are playing pummels before, so I wouldn't put it past a Riptide to play pummel into me here. It could be something that happens at this point. Hey, Ben with a hydrate. Yep. Frailty Trap. So that makes this for 2. So we're just going to activate this and not attack. And Arsenal the mech suit here. I mean, this is a pretty good hand. This is not bad.
Like, we get to put the hyperdriver into play and then try to flip the mech suit. And then at that point, we haven't boosted away a high octane yet, so we have all 3 left in the deck. So this is for 5. Is there a way where I can play this and crank and then flip? I can, right? Because I can pitch Medex to play this, have 2 floating, so I can actually block with a card and still do that. We'll pass here and we'll block the next attack. I think is the better play here. I think we're pretty much always blocking, letting the Bolton shot hit here. Go again. All right. Well, I hate to just like continue to give up damage for no reason. Hey, Logan, what's up, man? I've been playing Maxx at the local LGS and it's so much fun. Oh, dude, Logan, it's a blast, dude. I can very safely say that I love playing Maxx. It's so much fun. It is, without a doubt, so much fun. One of the funnest decks I've ever played. Choose if you want to crank. Yeah, so... Man, if I could keep my action point, I could still play this after I bank seat here. I guess we're just playing this, though. I don't know if this is going to be good enough to close out the game against this deck because of the traps. Genuine question, like genuine thought here. They go to 31, so their hand must be pretty good. I mean, I think this is like a solid opportunity for us to... I mean, if I just go to 21 and keep my hand, we have 4 resources in our hand plus whatever we draw, and we're only going to need 1 more resource, and this is boost, which means we get to do this 3 times. I think this is a solid hand. I think we're just taking 5 here. Did I miss any painful stuff? No, you didn't miss anything bad yet. We're hoping to get a little lucky right here, but nothing crazy has happened yet. So we're waiting to see what happens here. Obviously, it could get worse now, but... That really sucks, actually. Wish we could have Heart here to gain resources or a Hyperdriver in play. So, I mean, I guess we're just going boost, and then going to Arsenal our Throttle here. Is the line. We boost away a couple of cards, come in for 5, and then... we'll have gone up to 3 action points, so we can come in for 18 after this. I mean, yeah, I'm good to pay 1 here. That's perfectly fine with me. We'll dodge any damage we can at this point in time. I think that's fine. Boost! That's right. Absolutely, Shep. I'm pretty sure I know what list they're playing, but we'll stay quiet for integrity. Billy, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I wouldn't know like anything about the differences in the lists. But I do appreciate you not like trying to like ruin the game or anything for me. Tries to keep the game a little bit more honest here to see if I make correct decisions over the course of the game. I can definitely respect that. Blocking with Skullcap there. Why? Like why? I cannot believe my opponent just played Imperial Warhorn against me. Oh my god, this is so bad. Oh god. Oh my god. I just put in the chat, we can talk about this. No need to do anything crazy.
He said LOL. Billy knew it was coming. Billy knew it was coming. I've been trying to work heist into the deck, and it feels clunky. I could see heist being awkward, but I mean, also, like, heist is a great card. So, like, an aura, an item, or a landmark permanent they control. So I'm gonna have to make sure that I'm able to create a hyperdriver here, basically. Like, that's for sure what we're doing here. This has to be a hyperdriver put into play. Like, it's not a question at this point. We have to have a hyperdriver. Okay, so now that I've come down off of, like, wanting to cry myself to sleep because of what my opponent just did to me, now we can think logically and try to get out of the situation that we're in. I still think we're boosting. We're going to boost Zipper Hit, activate Max, come in for 4. We're coming for 6. I think this is okay. I don't think this is as bad as I thought it was, but that's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. So now I'm, like, trying to, like, process logically what we're going to do to get out of this. But yeah, Logan, I could see Heist being clunky. I could see Heist being clunky in this deck. I don't want to spoil anything, aggro, but he's going to keep using traps. I don't know, Shep. It's pretty wild, dude. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm not saying you're right either. That's what I'm saying here. I love that Billy just said, yep, LOL. What does Imperial Warhorn do? Imperial Warhorn is a legendary item that says, pay 1 resource, destroy this. Choose any number of heroes. Each of them chooses an ally, aura, item, or landmark permanent they control. Destroy each permanent chosen this way. If you are royal, instead you choose the permanents. So they're not royal, praise God. So they don't get to pick what we do, but they like this is, like, really good for them though. Because if they ever decide to blow this up and we don't have a hyperdriver in play, we can say bye-bye to this. Like, just, it's gone. No questions, no nothing. It's gone. We're dead. Thanks for playing. See you later. Hyperdriver save the mech. Yeah, see, Ryan was on the hyperdriver save the mech plan before I had even registered what we were doing. I had totally not pieced together that I needed to be putting hyperdrivers into play to save the mech here, which it's definitely the correct play. Definitely like as long as we can keep making hyperdrivers, we're okay. The second we can't make a hyperdriver, I was like, I assume my opponent's going to block here in some way. They probably want to block this because this would be a good way for us to be able to put 2 hyperdrivers into play here. Frailty Trap. I guess I could have played this, cranked, attacked, and then made another one. So, like, that would have been a fine play. I think I'm just not going to attack because I don't want to waste the points on the Mechanoid here, and I'm just going to Arsenal this, actually. I think that's what we're going for here. Is there any way to do it? I can't do it here, can I? I just can't. It's just not on the table to be able to do it here. Just curious, why do you always double boost with Twin Drive? I noticed that you did that without Hyper X3 or another card to benefit off of extra boosts. Which turn are you referring to, Devin? I feel like I could have done that, but there's normally when I double boost, there's a rhyme or a reason. Like, I'm going for something intentionally there. If you're referring to earlier in the game, like this game when I went for the double boost, it's because I had just played a high octane and I wanted to be pushing as much damage as I could off the high octane. But if there's another turn that you can think of specifically, I'd like to know what you're talking about because I'm not sure what you're talking about exactly. So play the hyperdriver, pitch 0 to 60, boost this, go back up to 2, come in for 4, activate Max, come in for 6.
Arsenal Maxx V. And I guarantee to get to keep one hyperdriver if nothing else. I mean, boosting the combustible courier here is not great. That is definitely a feels bad moment. But the combustible courier does demand to be blocked here because this is a 2 for 5 if it hits. So, yo, Caleb, what's going on, buddy? How are you? You doing all right tonight? Oh, I see. I must be mistaken. I mean, Devin, you could be right. Like sometimes I do silly things without realizing it. That is definitely a thing that happens, brother. But if there is something that you noticed that I did that I did make a mistake like that on, I'd love for you to point it out because I'd like to be in the know and make sure that I want to make sure I'm making the correct decisions when I'm playing the deck. I mean, so no inertia trap there. They actually don't deal any damage to us either. We'll get rid of the heart. We've only got 2 hits left, so we got to be a little bit careful here. What does this do? I mean, oh, so it knocks it down 1 point. And then they boulder trap to put a counter on it. So we need to be able to max V next turn. He said wrong trap order. Oh, gotcha. I see what he's saying. I see what he's saying. I mean, to be fair, I would have been okay with my opponent undoing that. Let's draw a 0 coster. Not quite, but this is pretty good. I'm hoping this just ends the game right here. There's no guarantee, obviously, but I'm hoping. Oh no, that's exactly what we didn't need. That is exactly what we did not want to see right there. So now we might as well attack for 6 2 times because if he just gets to do this, like, I guess I can activate Maxx and save it. I guess technically I can activate Maxx and save it. So we're okay, actually. Yeah, I get this is fine. And we can try to payload here. So payload is that we put 2 cards into our deck and it's the first card. So we have 15 cards before we get to our payload. So we need to make sure that we're trying to hang on to our payload here so that we can keep it for late game here. Anyone eyeing anything on the Steam Winter Sale? Ooh, is there a Steam Winter Sale going on? Shep, I honestly don't think I noticed that if it is going on. I think I'm gonna wait. Like, again, this hand doesn't do it right. So pitch hyperdriver, boost, gain a resource, come in with this, pitch this to Maxx V. So I guess technically it does do it. Alternatively, I could go, and then I get to pitch another payload to end the game later, which is fantastic. That's exactly what we want. So let's just take 3 here. We'll save our Mechanoid for a bigger attack. I hate to keep taking damage because of the traps, but I think we're in a spot in the game where we're okay. So we pitch this, go back up to 1, T-bone for 1. We get their trench here. No. They'll give us skull cap. Skull cap's there infinitely. With our resource, we pitch payload to come in for 10. So this ends up being a 16-point turn when they're at 9. And then we still have a counter on our hyperdriver, and we have 2 counters on the mech suit left. We have 0 copies of high octane left though because of the right. We have 0 copies of high octane. I boosted 1. No, is there a high octane left? Am I having a stroke? There is a high octane left. Okay, so the high octane left. Not that it really matters because of this, but still could be good for us. So we're gonna lead on boost here. I know we're getting low on cards, but like this could be an opportunity for us to try and close the game out right here, depending on how everything goes for us right here. No, I don't want to pay for that. That's fine. I don't care. Sorry, I know I'm missing the chat. Good. Let's talk about Betsy. I like the new hero. Dude, Caleb, Betsy looks awesome. I'm actually like, Betsy looks really cool. I'm really excited to like see the play patterns that she offers, and like learn more about her, because I think that Betsy's going to be a really cool deck. Honestly, I think Betsy's going to be really cool. Caleb, how do you feel about the new Guardian Betsy? Oh, lol, Logan asked that right after you said that, Caleb. Yeah, I think Betsy's going to be really cool. I'm actually pretty hyped to play her. I think that I was telling somebody in the Discord the other day that I might actually consider playing a Rainbow Suite of Pummels in that deck. I don't actually know, but could be something. So we've now put 2 more cards in our deck. So we now have 4 cards in our deck. Oh my god, this is actually crazy, right? Like, we could probably just end the game right here, depending on what this is. They get an Endless Arrow. What are we looking at? So Twin Drive doesn't really matter, right? We're just looking for the most damage output here. So discard the Expedite. We'll get a Throttle because it's 6. Discard the Expedite. We'll get a Throttle. Play the High Octane Pitching Medics, and then we have T-Bone. So we have 6, 7, and then we get to come in. Well, the Frailty token's actually pretty bad for us here. So it's costing us some points, and we need all of the points we can to close out the game. Although technically we have 2 payloads left in our deck. In the bottom 4 cards. They're cards 1 and 3 on the last 4 cards that we pitched there. So with 12 cards, depending on how we boost and how accurately we boost, we could actually end up with them back both in our hand, which could be good because it means that we could actually pitch a payload to put it back into our deck to play a payload, and then draw into our last payload to be able to boost and try and kill them if we have exactly 1 card in our deck. So we have to make sure that we have to play super cautiously here. We have to make sure we're making the correct decisions at this point in time. There's going to be a lot of blues left in our deck, so I think Throttle is our best bet here. I think blocking 5 is fine here. I don't know. Maybe we're just supposed to go for it here. I mean, maybe we're just supposed to go for it here because this is 5. So this is 5, 10, 15. Like, try and close the game out here, and then we can actually keep the medics here to have an extra point. Not that it really matters. Blocking 1 and blocking 2 is essentially the same in Flesh and Blood. There's not really a difference. So I could also just pass. Like, I could actually just pass if I wanted to here, draw a card, and then, like, just try to take some damage and play my hand next turn. Because, like, I don't know what they have set up. It could just be a lot of traps. Maybe passing's correct. I don't think it's technically wrong to play a super aggressive hand here and go for the High Octane because of the fact that we have 2 payloads pitch stacked that we're just ready to go all in with. I'm okay going to 7. They can't kill me from 7, and I have 4 equipment block left over here that I can use if I need it for anything. Started today? Oh, that's cool that the sale started today. That's fun. I mean, I kind of want to let this hit, but I don't want to take that many. What if I block medics? Take 1, and I get a courage token and a quicken token. I kind of like this. I mean, the courage token is cool because I don't have to boost. I mean, I get, like, yeah, like, the boosting isn't, like, super relevant here. So let's pitch this in case we draw a 1-coster here. So drawing a 0 means it technically would have been better to keep my medics, but I think there's more 1s left in our deck that I've pitched that would have been better here. No. I don't want to boost. We're just going to come in for 7 with Go again. Yeah. Keeping the medics would have been very good there for us. Okay, Inertia Trap is fine. We don't care about the Inertia Trap. We're still 4 cards in, so the first, like, the 4 cards we've pitched so far. We haven't pitched another card since then, so we're still good on boosting here. We'll come in for 1, gain a resource. Not that the resource matters. We're going to get rid of our Mechanoid this turn, so I actually don't care to just, like, not make a Hyperdriver here because it's irrelevant. There goes our mech suit. So, if it's going to be the first card, no, because I'm not going to boost anymore, which means the last 4 of the last 5 cards in my deck are going to have 2 payloads in it, which means I need to make sure that I arsenal a card next hand. If we do not win the game this turn, I need to make sure that I arsenal a card next turn so that I can set up my payload. I need to arsenal next turn so that I can payload the following turn to make sure I close the game out. Or do everything in my power to close the game out here, I guess. Get rid of the legs. My opponent dead? Or do they have a tar pit trap? Okay, that's fine. I don't care about their tar pit trap. And then 6 more. Or I guess it's 5 technically. No, I haven't done that, so doesn't matter. And we close out the game. Wow. That was such a grind. That was such a grind. And that guy was that guy was good. I could tell that guy knows what he's doing. That was a really good game. We didn't like crazy combo or anything there. Like the buzzsaw, not the buzzsaw trap. What's it called? Is that what I'm thinking of? The buzzsaw trap, is that the discard your hand one? No. Where's it at? Collapsing trap. That was so well timed. That was so well timed. That was like such a the collapsing trap was so well timed right there. Like that was absolutely insane. Was absolutely insane. Winning that game felt very good. I did not think we were going to win that game. Having the payloads made it a lot better to like kind of like, you know, shore up we were going to win that game, but nothing's guaranteed. So, you know, there's not really any way to know there for sure. GG's, thanks, Shep. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Let's fill that out in our log here. Max, Talishar, Riptide. We went first. Did I go first that game? I think I went second. I can't remember. We got the win. Set up, mech suit, and pitch stacked for the end. Won with 8 cards. Super close game. I mean, that was a very close game. All right, so let's see. So since Tuesday, we played 13 games on Max, and we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm 7-6 through 13 games, which is not a great record. I'm gonna be honest, like that doesn't feel like, I don't look at that and go, oh man, like that was crazy. You know what I mean? Like 13-6 is like, or I'm sorry, 7-6 is like fine. You know what I mean? Like that's an okay record. Like, but that's not a record that would make me think, oh man, I'm gonna go play this on I'm gonna go like play this at Cincinnati or anything like that. So more like collapsing crap, am I right? That's good, Trent. I like that. I'll be sure to remember that joke for when somebody beats me with that card when they're playing Riptide against me. Haha, shut it. My record on Bolton is way worse than that. Hey, listen, man, Shep, we all start somewhere, man. It's always a grind, brother. It's always a grind. I've been playing Flesh and Blood since February of 22. So in a couple months it'll have been 2 years. I'm pretty excited for my like 2-year anniversary of playing Flesh and Blood, honestly. Guys, that's it for the stream tonight. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Had a higher than usual viewer count tonight. So I appreciate everybody being here, whether you're new to the stream or whether you're, you know, a usual or whether you're a follower and you just, you know, don't always get time to get around. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you again so much to Trent for the $100 donation. What a W, like what a win right there. Like Trent with an early Christmas present, like really, really appreciate Trent. That was awesome. Like definitely did not have to do that. And it means a lot. Hell yeah. Awesome views for Flesh and Blood content, dude. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. For anybody who's interested, I created a Discord this past weekend. So inside the Discord, you can hit !Discord on any platform that you're on. And I'll be posting what I'm playing there on a weekly basis. Also, if you are a YouTube member, or if you are a Twitch subscriber, there is a section in there that is just for you guys to chat and hang out. Also, as long as your Discord is linked to your Twitch or your YouTube. I've also set it up to where like everybody's going to be voting on what I play in the Discord on a weekly basis. As long as you're a YouTube member or a Twitch subscriber. So being a part of the Discord and being a paid supporter, you'll be able to vote on what I'm playing on a weekly basis. I'm going to go away from doing it just on YouTube, and I want to do it in the Discord so that I can get everybody involved, whether you hang out on Twitch or whether you hang out on YouTube or wherever you're at. I appreciate you guys, and I want everybody to feel involved and be able to be a part of that. So that's why the move to the Discord. We're going to be doing that in a couple of weeks. Starting in a couple of weeks, starting at the beginning of the year, I'm going to officially make that change to where that's the only place we're doing it. So next week when we're voting on decks, I'm going to make a poll this weekend on YouTube. I'm also going to make that poll in the Discord, so it'll be there for both sets of people. But starting in January, it's going to be just in the Discord. So if you want to vote on what I play on a weekly basis, make sure that you hop into the Discord so you can be able to vote on that stuff. Guys, thanks again for hanging out tonight. I appreciate it. If you're on Twitch, we're going to find somebody to raid. If you're on YouTube, thanks for hanging out, and I hope you guys have a great night.